You will take help from anyone and everyone.
And it was all written by Destiny, right?
You claim to care. You claim to care about, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Review. The reason why you're hyping up that dude is because.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? How is everybody's day going? I have yet to see this debate. I've seen about a total of 8 minutes of this debate that we're about to watch that's 5 hours long. Dude, URR had like an insane level of publicity in the last 48 hours. I think that's probably, I mean, obviously I've been spoiled in that regard because you guys couldn't stop sending me the clips. Thank you so much, by the way. Oh, this one is just, dude, holy shit.
All of this stuff, okay? Sometimes by the same people, ironically enough, by the same communities. You and I know we've had these conversations in private before we stop doing our podcast. And you know my position on this. I think it's completely unacceptable.
Oh, is this not it? Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Oh, dude. Yeah, there it is. This is the one.
You will take help from anyone and everyone.
And it was all written by Destiny, right?
You claim to care. You claim to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review. The reason.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think it would be extremely stupid to really super engage right now with the Mama Mac stuff till I've at least watched the video. I've heard from people that for the most part,
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you. I've heard from people that there's some questions as to like Nexpo and like Mudahar and their viability as like witnesses, and obviously a lot of stuff has happened since then. I'm gonna watch this thing without any training wheels on, Nicholas, and I'll give you my honest opinion when I see it.
Thank you for the $5.
That's pretty much the most I can do on this case. Nick Hassan brought you up in the debate. I know, I can't wait. So we're gonna do the Mama Max thing either tomorrow or Monday. Depends on how long the stream goes and if I feel like I want to fire up another one tomorrow.
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you guys so much for people who've supported the stream. What the fuck? I just clicked over the other window. Why is there a Star Wars bundle for the Porsche 911? The Porsche 911. What is this?
Nicholas, the GOAT. I appreciate that.
Is this like a Darth?
DeOrio,
okay, that's pretty sick.
Explain the origin of for Hasan, since we now know he watches you all.
Hasan watches my shit. I knew for a while he watched my shit. It's become so painfully obvious in the last 48 hours. That's the reality. There is one little housekeeping item that I want to talk about because it was post last stream and I didn't have a chance to like mention it. I don't know if you guys know my position because Creator Clash is like another simultaneous topic that involves all the same players right now. So like, unfortunately, I went through this for somebody. It's like, if you don't like Ethan, Klein, Hasan, or Destiny, your mileage for this YouTube year has like really varied. There are people who absolutely do not like any of these creators. They find them boring. They don't want to watch their content. Thank God guys like Chud are covering other shit, but for me, this is where I'm kind of locked in, because it feels like to me like the last 7 years of YouTube drama has culminated into one large, like, super drama right now. But unfortunately, if you don't like Destiny, obviously this year was Destiny allegations, then it was the content nuke, then it was the I'm Alex situation that was kind of a retread of stuff that happened last year. Then immediately after that, like, the content cop dropped. Now we're getting into Creator Clash drama, which is also gonna, like, it's part 1 of Creator Clash. Obviously, when I get home from VidCon, there's gonna be another Creator Clash drama because the event is scheduled to take place a week after I get back from LA. So that's gonna be another drama, unfortunately, on the horizon, a month and a half away. Now we've got the situation with this debate, and it's just, there's so many different situations with all the same players that seem to be looping around on top of each other. I mean, for me, I'm enjoying it. I really love covering, and any opportunity to watch Denims or Frogan, I think is hilarious. But I apologize. We're going to try to weave some other shit in here for people who are like desperately clinging for anything else. Say hi to Miss Manchi. At least we always have like a Bo Black segment every so often here and there. On one of my previous Creator Clash streams, I was talking about how I don't think it's fair to go target fighters individually and go after them specifically because, like, they're fighting on these cards and stuff. Because, like, again, not every single one of them is super knowledgeable in what they were signing up for. That's, again, their issue, obviously, but I can see the human level to it in some capacity. And a lot of these people just dedicated 6 months of their lives to boxing, and to find all this stuff out and to see them, like, even if you thought they managed these events badly last year, I don't think anybody predicted them backstabbing Harley. I think backstabbing Harley is like above, like, it's last year they were bad financially and they made some pretty stupid optical decisions. What they did to Harley this year, I kind of deem as I think it's evil what they've done to Lena and Harley. Lena especially, because she got backstabbed publicly live on a stream. I think it has escalated to the point where like the stuff they're doing is probably fairly evil. I think that's more reasonable. So I'm not going out of my way to target any fighters and stuff. I what's his name came in the chat recently, right? The person Harley was supposed to be fighting. I'm forgetting his name right off the top of my head. He was super cool about it. I'm rooting for him. I hope he kicks some ass. I hope he gets a good replacement fighter. And then obviously Dad has said, yeah, LA Beast was here. Shout out LA Beast. Dad, Dad has been very critical of aspects of this, like with the content cop and stuff. And he's been, like very supportive of Ethan and stuff, and he's gonna fight on this card, and I have no problem with that, and I'm rooting for him, and I want to see him kick some ass, and I hope some money goes to charity in his name. That'd be really good if that happens. There are also people like Jayla Ray who'd put out a tweet saying that I think it's fucked up to hope a charity fails, and like, yeah, my response to this was a little immature, I would say. I mean, I think it's hilarious. I would do it again, in fact. Actually, I super support this. Basically, she said like it's kind of fucked up to go after charity. She has since deleted the tweet, and I responded with a video of Mr. Frog eating a man because I thought that was funny. And she ended up deleting this because she was getting too much hate, I guess, or something. She didn't want to fight everybody. But like, I'm sorry. Just because you're fighting on this card and I'm not going after you individually to say like you shouldn't support these or work with these people and doing the guilt by association game doesn't mean that I think you should like lie. Like, you fought on Creator Clash 2, honey. You knew nothing went to charity last year. I mean, I think you're going to understand why people are upset. You know, right? Like, I feel like if you fought on Creator Clash 2, you should probably just shut your mouth and fight. You know? Just put the gloves on and punch somebody. I'm not super interested to hear you, like, if you guys aren't promoting the event and your first tweet is defending Anisa and Ian, I'm probably going to be pretty harsh towards you. I think that's reasonable. But you literally fought on this fucking card and you know nothing went to charity. And I said this, and this is going to come off as kind of harsh, but I really do think it's the reality. If you sat there and attended the gala and stayed in the free hotel and then watched the comedian, then you had drinks from the bar and you had networking time during Creator Clash 2, I don't really think you're in position to lecture me on morality or charity because the cancer kids paid for your Florida vacation. So I'm not super interested in anything you really have to say. Again, I think you put the gloves on and punch somebody. That's probably the most viable thing you could be doing right now with your time. So it's the reality of the situation. I support anybody who spent 6 months training to box an event like Creator Clash. I think it's wrong to try to force people off the card after they put their lives on hold to do something like this. That being said, I'm going to be hypercritical of ones who choose to speak out against the criticism levied towards Ian and Anisa. They brutally fucked over Lena and backstabbed Harley. Literally this week, their event sent nothing at all to charity, and it was a clout orgy last year. And there was no reason to actively stick your neck out for people who fuck up charity. I think this is reasonable. I think this is fair. I think it's like important to not start a witch hunt on people who are literally just trying to fight for charity, and instead only criticize people validly if they're speaking out their ass to defend an event that does not deserve that. Or has not earned that level of charitability. Because honestly, for a charity event, I don't think many people are treating this super charitably, and it's Ian and Anisa's fault why that's the case. Simultaneously, Frogan, Mrs. Victim here, perpetually called fat by Tectone or something. It got outed, and I knew this for a while. I think it's in the video that we've promoted on the stream, where she's just also said similar comments to Stardust about her looks.
A bitch with ugly eyebrows and no lips coming after you. That's what you have to remember.
This is the woman who's like perpetually a victim because people harass her, calling people like ugly bitches with no eyebrows. So it's just like, I went through this whole den of hypocrisy. It's like my audience is at odds with the anti-Ethan crowd trying to pretend who likes fat people more, right? Like I'm the fat accepted person in Ethan's community, and Frogan is like the fat accepted person in her community. And then like everyone pretends they like me and everyone pretends they like her, and then they hate the other fat person for being fat. It's funny. I think it's funny. But yeah, realistically, all these people are super hypocrites on this on the subject or whatever. They all make these like targeted direct attacks and shit. And Frogan herself is not immune to that either. Stardust has made fun of my appearance for years. Again, like you'd have clips to show this. This is not true, with the exception of a few jokes in my videos. I explicitly tried to make my criticism be constructive. I called you out for being mean-spirited for years. I only made a video when your cruelty spilled out in a very public way. Is there anything... Oh, this is another one. I don't know who Hassan Kadar is. Is this like a YouTuber? What is his job? What is his job? Director of Creators for Palestine. Okay, well. That was the guys who made all those cringy fucking photos. that were spammed on IG. Bro, Sam Seder dragged you yesterday. Can you, first of all, I don't think dragged you is a adequate term for what happened. But again, you can go watch the VOD. It's up today. Ethan is publicly beefing with a charity event for cancer. Again, it wasn't a charity event for cancer last year. It was a gala from cancer, I guess is probably a more reasonable explanation for what happened. Yeah, I don't know. This is just extremely fucking pathetic. But we could break this down specifically. I'll play the clips for you right here. This is definition of charity event. Let's see if it meets our criteria, chat. 1 in the chat if it is a charity event. 2 in the chat if it's not, based off this.
Do you want to do it again?
Okay, and 3 in the chat if your ear just exploded.
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that, and there could always be a charity aspect to it. But I think the main goal is just to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen, rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
So your goal is to build an institution of sorts. This creator clash where you can have people.
Fun.
There's a champion every year.
Yeah, it's a part.
Okay, so it's not like it's a charity aspect to a VidCon competitor.
Interesting.
It's like a way more exciting VidCon, or
Okay, so I think that we have some criticisms for the word charity event, I would say. And now let's see the for cancer part. All right, this is the for cancer part of the allegation. Let's see if this is a reasonable take here.
We lost $250,000 on the event. The way that this typically works for anyone who's unaware is that once our expenses are paid off for the event, like all the minimums of broadcasting, the hotel, travel, all that sort of stuff, once that's all paid off, then we can start paying the charities. Unfortunately, we didn't even reach the break-even point, right? We're $250,000 in the red. I foolishly thought that the success of last year would...
Okay, so it doesn't scream like for charity if everybody else gets paid before the charities get paid. Doesn't really seem like that is entirely fair. So I think we have issues with the for cancer part and the charity event part. And I think they're reasonable criticisms to have for an event that made negative $250,000. And I'm sure the Clout paid for itself. Yeah, I guess cry me a river on this one. I'm not like super invested in what. And again, this is another thing here because we're going to do this. I'm not going to go back and go through this again. So whilst this debate is happening, if you check Anisa Joa's account, she's not talking about the hundreds of people who are requesting. I don't know if it's hundreds. It's a little over the top, but she's not talking about the threads of people engaging, like begging for refunds. She's not talking to the people who are writing the IG account, right? To ask what's going to happen with their upper bowl tickets. That hasn't come up either. She's actually on Twitter talking about Ethan's drug use, reacting to the debate before her big vacation to Austin. So I guess this is what Anisa Joa's priorities are right now, while people are requesting refunds or understanding as to whether seats are going to be, if they've been part of the upper bowl that's been removed from the website. And then people said, oh, is she talking about his ticks? And I go, yeah, she'll deny it later, but I do believe she is. I think it's a reasonable assessment on my part. Extremely classy, vicious businesswoman, Anisa Joa here. I don't know what she's doing. I feel like I legitimately feel when I look at Anisa and Ian that there is some sort of animosity for Ethan and Hila, and that's just my personal thing. It's like Hila is a successful businesswoman, Anisa is a unsuccessful businesswoman. Ethan has successfully moved his content away from edgy stuff while maintaining that he's actually funny now. He seems to have jumped over the hurdle and has been able to, I guess, bounce back in some way, where Ian has been clawing at any semblance of an audience for the last half decade now. And it just seemingly gets worse every time he tries. Everything he does doesn't seem to work. So I do think there's some kind of animosity here. I think there's a bit of jealousy for the way that this is going. But that's just my personal opinion based off of what I've seen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can get started. We've got a lot to check out here tonight. I am very excited. I heard this thing was like blood sports. It wasn't like a productive conversation. It was super aggressive. I've watched about 8 minutes of it. There's a whole, there are timestamps here discussing individual segments. This is going to be most of my day, probably most of yours as well. If you're going to hang out here, I would love to have you. It was a bloodbath. I'm excited. There's not many times where I have not seen something a day after it comes out, and my whole chat is just excited to spoil it for me. which I will be reading. I'm not like super worried or whatever, but I am legitimately excited. This feels like a moment, like a big internet moment. Do you kind of feel like this is like a big thing that's happening right now? And it's crazy because like the content cop felt like a big thing, the content nuke felt like a big thing. This feels bigger. This feels like we've been talking about this subject for the past couple of weeks, not even weeks. We've been talking about this since mid-January, and even extending prior with some of the earlier segments on stuff like Mika's rhetoric. And this is the culmination to all of this content, what we've been building towards. The final interaction, which I imagine won't be the final interaction. It's probably the first of many, but this is like supposed to be the mid-season finale to this discourse. And I am insanely excited to see where we go from here. Mika, best girl. Yeah, dude, I'm locked in. I am super locked in right now. Hasan got destroyed. Hasan total crash out. Look, if I think Hasan is levying some good points, I'll be the first one to say it. My chat can fight me on that one. But I am very excited to get into this. So let's check it out. I'm going to watch it through Ethan's perspective because I heard there were audio issues. Is this true? I could jump onto the Hasan's one or whatever, halfway through maybe to be more transparent. I heard that Ethan was extremely quiet at points on the Hasan broadcast. I didn't... No? True? I don't know. Denim's stream title was Total Cope. Hey, do you guys like my title? I updated it. I added URR Hasan Piker to the title. I thought that was a good touch. I don't know if it's going to stay like that when I post the VOD, but it's currently URR Hasan Piker. We're going to go TTS on for now, and like notifications. If it gets to be too much, I'll shut them off.
It's time. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hasan Piker.
Is Dark Fab EU
Hello,
a
Hasan
virgin?
Piker.
No, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling that?
Hey Nick, thank you for representing and keeping the 9-5 rupees fed. Shall be here while on the grind.
Thank you.
What's the name of the guy?
I think we're already kind of... I think I can't, but dude, oh my god. Oh, you want me to hit the button? Are we hitting the button? Here we go. Wait, here we go.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Hasan Piker.
Hello, Hasan Piker.
Don't forget that every time Hasan talks about Ultimate Rape Review, it's because he read a thread on H3 Snark where they said that we ran... what is it, chat? We covered this in our last VOD. They said that we had we would watch crying women and then rank them on how funny their tears were or something like that. That was like how it was described. So Hasan thinks that we're like violent, misogynistic monsters who like grade raped women on their apologies. Like that's what he legitimately thinks he's arguing in these clips, which makes it so much funnier. How? Because someone just made it up. It was like next to Nick called for the death of non-whites and like is a pedo, and they just completely made a bunch of shit up about us, which is extremely funny. I don't know.
Sure.
What's going
on? A rape scoring rubric. It's fucking psychotic.
Well, I'm doing a debate. What about you?
That's what I'm doing as well. All right. Wait, hold on. Oh, are you going to show me all the time as well on the Zoom call?
Here, I can fix that. 1 second. Let me just set it.
I think somebody sent this to me already. We've already got this. Somebody has made the soundboard item.
And you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
It's literally on the Discord soundboard already.
To Ethan's output here.
If you want,
there you go.
If you want, just show like not just Ethan, but yourself as well. If you're going to talk, like that's fine.
Hey,
I don't know if it's gonna
Hasan,
be too difficult.
leave the production notes to my team. You can switch your show how you like.
Well, you know, they were my coworkers as well, Ethan.
Well, so I had a bunch of criticisms for Ethan with the Sam Seder thing, and my main ones were I felt like he wasn't pushing Hasan hard enough. Not Hasan.
Who cares?
Okay, Smaggle, do not hit the N-word. Don't do it. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Jesus, he's done this to me before. If I stay in the Discord server, he jumps in and plays a slur. Holy fuck, dude. Okay. My criticism for Ethan was that he wasn't aggressive and he was letting Sam just ramble and ramble and ramble at points, especially when it felt like he was dodging questions. To my knowledge, that seems to be different here. He seems to be coming in much hotter.
It's been a while, my friends, and guess what? They are not now.
No, I know.
So let's start. I mean, so you did this content cop, right? And I mean, did that go how you expected? It didn't seem to hit very hard.
Before we get started, can I lay some like ground rules so we can have like a productive conversation?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what we wanted here. Again, Hasan has been talking shit about how he's gonna like massacre Ethan on a stream, and this fucking thing starts with, can we get some ground rules to establish like a calm, fair discussion? It's like everyone knew what this was going to be. You know what this is going to be. You're just trying to come off as more reasonable in the beginning, so you can gaslight him later, saying he's unhinged.
Yeah. Okay. So, I wanted to come on to make this as issue specific as possible. But yes, you have grievances with me, and of course, I think they're valid to address.
Okay. Good.
Of course, we'll talk about that. Hopefully, I'll be able to address some counterpoints as well, if you will allow me in that process.
Absolutely.
Hey, dude, I just want to set some ground rules. You've come in here to talk to me, and at some point, I would like to respond. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess you can do that. Thank you for, I guess, explaining that.
Before we get started on anything, I would like to potentially talk about definitions so we can have like an established...
This is good. This is actually what I wanted. I wanted them to come in and define Zionism, define genocide, just come out here and straight up use like definitions that they're then held to for the rest of the conversation. I like that Hasan is opening with this, and I wanted Ethan to do it too.
Definition on a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about. Is that okay with you?
I mean, it depends how many definitions you...
I think that both of these people watched my stream coverage on this debate. I legitimately do. Because I even heard clips later where Ethan does the straight up tax argument that I made on the stream as well. I think that these guys reviewed my stream. I'm going to be honest. Maybe that's a conceited ego thing, but I think they did.
What do you want to define? I don't want to get bogged down in this, so let's...
I'm also experiencing audio issues on my end, so hold on one second.
No worries. No worries.
Okay. All right, so you're fine with that?
I mean, up to a point, yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to get bogged down in a conversation.
It's not like a gotcha.
Go ahead, start. No, I know you're not.
Okay,
I just want to get going.
All right. So first and foremost, I think we should define what Zionism is and what you mean by Zionism.
Perfect. This is a perfect starting point. I have no problem with Hasan opening this.
And what I mean by Zionism.
Zionism is
Now the correct answer for Ethan here is to define Zionism and then turn around and say, but I think that you guys use it as a dog whistle for Jews. And I think that that's been readily apparent through your content. And then that would open the discussion from there. That's what I think that he should be going for here.
The belief that Jews should have their own homeland in the historic, Because it's
not like Ethan has a bad definition for Zionism. His argument isn't the definition of Zionism. His argument is that they use the word Zionism to mask the term Jew.
Palestine area. That's it.
Okay. All right. So I believe that Zionism is...
Thank you for hitting the goal, by the way.
A religious ethno-supremacist ideology that revolves around the exterminationist policies of removing the indigenous population that lived in, as you said, historic Palestine. As long as they are not Jews.
This reminds me of those old BreadTube debates. Do you remember when every BreadTube debate's like, hey dude, can you just acknowledge the definition of fascism for me, buddy? Yeah, okay, we're going to be talking about... Yeah, can you just define the word fascism for me?
Ideology. I think that this is a disagreement that you and I have.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. If you want to add that, like the genesis of Zionism included, the displacement and, the ravaging of the culture.
This is super debate coded? Yeah, absolutely. And it should be. It legitimately should be. This is the one time that I'm like, okay, what super debate cringe shit happening.
That existed there.
I'm expecting to hear some non sequiturs, some appeals to authority here, maybe a couple of red herrings, Tommy C. Oh, that's a red herring, yeah.
Then I would agree with you. I mean, I don't think that the establishment of Israel was like a good thing. I mean, it was tragic and a lot of bad things happened. But let me ask you, sir.
Okay.
How was filming that content? I just have to know what you were thinking as they were doing the Fortnite L behind you.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No. So Ethan is jumping straight in here. He doesn't even give a fuck what Hasan says is fucking...
No, we're here. I don't want to talk about definitions. You got your Zionism, and let's do the...
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fine.
I simultaneously like this from Ethan. I think they should do definitions because I think it'll help him in the long term. But simultaneously, I like the let's talk now approach. Like, hey, you've got me. You begged for me. Let's talk now. You know? Oh, your voice is a little shaky off the start of the debate. That's fine. Let's talk now. You know?
What's
Did you not?
the guy?
I've
participated in other YouTube videos as well in the
No,
past.
but that
you know?
Fortnite hell dancing.
Some of them feature sketches.
I noticed you weren't in the other shots. Why was that?
I think I was being interviewed.
Oh, really?
By
Who was
a
interviewing
journalist while that was happening.
Really?
I can't. I don't remember.
Really? Oh, that's convenient. I think you were embarrassed.
Oh, he was being interviewed by some guy who wanted to have sex with him to write an article for the New York Times. Yeah, I wanted to be in the content cop more. I kind of just let them use my house while there was a dude masturbating on the other side of the phone talking about what a great journalist I am.
Embarrassed, frankly. You were absent from every other shot. I think you saw him doing that. I think you saw him.
Well, Ethan, unfortunately, there's an ongoing genocide that I had to come see to, so I didn't get to be in the other shots for that.
Doing that Fortnite dance, and you said, I got to get out of this. And by the way,
No,
I'm giving you
care.
credit for that.
I mean, Ethan, you're a comedian. You know, you participated in some sketches. You know, it
that.
happens.
Doesn't Ian give him writer's credit in the description? I could have sworn there's like definitive, like he wrote thank you for like research and writing, right? Let me pull this up. Content cop.
Nicholas, the goat.
So his argument was just in sketches. I might be wrong here. Well, I get okay, it wasn't direct writer's credit, but he gets like the video was being was helped put together by Hassan Piker. He's the #1 listed person in the description here who is getting like credit for helping put this video together. I wouldn't credit somebody with like that level of like I wouldn't say that for somebody who just appeared in my video and gave me access to his office to film the intro sketch. I don't think that that's true. I think he had some level of like, I think he contributed more than he's actually implying.
I mean, shit. Yeah.
Really? You're one of your most famous sketches, you in a fucking diaper. Like what are you talking about? Yeah.
Instead of saying I helped put the video together, he's saying that I appeared in a sketch.
We've done funny things.
Okay,
but that could be an Ian that could be an Ian inconsistency as well. That might legitimately be Hassan telling the truth.
Every time Hassan gets cornered, he either does the fake chuckle or says, "Ethan, like a disappointed mom."
Yeah, Hassan's laugh is literally fake. People constantly tell, and you know when I do fake laughs. Go watch like the haha Bunty King video. Like that's objectively a fake laugh. But Hassan laughs awkwardly fake all the time, and it's really weird.
You know what? Let's not debate the merit of our comedy. You're right. I'm very hacky, and so are you. By the way, you believe that?
I think Ethan also watched Hassan's debate with Willie to get points and how to handle them. Yeah, but you forgot we also watched that on the same stream. Like that was something we showed.
The likes were botted on that.
What?
You had said you thought the likes were botted on the content cop. Do you still believe that?
What?
All right. So this is my biggest problem with Ethan. He has got so much room to attack Hassan Piker. All right. Maybe this is evidence against my position, but like this is a straight losing argument right off of the bat. Like opening argument #1 is just not true. He goes in super hard on the dislike extension, and the dislike extension is just not viable to make these claims with. So I mean it's kind of an L straight off the bat. I'll be pretty honest.
The likes were botted on the content cop?
The dislikes were botted. The dislikes, sorry. Yeah, you said it was brigaded and was botted. And it was unnatural, the dislikes on the video.
I don't really care about this. I don't know. I mean,
I'm asking.
I don't recall.
And Hassan's an idiot because he's not pushing harder on this because this is an easy win point. Because like I'm telling you right now, I don't understand why do so many YouTubers use a random peer-to-peer extension to make sweeping claims about how a video is being perceived. All Ian has to do is flash the real dislikes, and we would be able to compare and contrast the numbers. Like, and again, Ethan should have access to his video. Is his content nuke video equivalent in terms of dislikes to what he could see on the back end and what people see on the front end? Because like his video is a point in contention. I would be very surprised if Content Nuke Hassan Piker has identical or even similar numbers. But I would like to see it.
Saying this, but I don't know.
He said it is? Okay, well, we'll see.
You did say
point of contention. All right, so you asked that question. Let's get back to some other definitions.
Hold on, let me finish, and then you can do your definition.
Okay.
Did you think it was...
Well, it's not my definition. I want to hear your definition.
That's fine. I'll answer how you like.
I hope you know that, like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but I didn't publish the content cop iDubbbz did.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, immediately pushing blame for it.
And I've addressed him.
Good.
Again, but this is Hassan's entire thing. It's like, I didn't say this stuff. Bad Empanada did. I just platformed Bad Empanada. I didn't say this stuff, but Ian did. But I was literally in Ian's video, and I was given credit for helping put it together. It's just kind of like, this is why it's really difficult to engage with him, because it seems like he's slippery, and even like the easy things to address.
Thoroughly.
All right,
do you know that, do you believe he should have included the context of the CPS call?
What?
What?
What? Huh?
Nicholas, the goat.
I love that pushback immediately by Ethan, too.
Included the context of the CPS call?
What?
What?
Dude, I love this. I love the aggressive fucking response.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
What?
Wait. I'm a little confused. You are asking me.
Yes.
What my opinion is on
the video.
iDubbbz's content comp.
Correct.
Yeah, you know the video that you're promoting? I was just wondering what your thoughts are, that he completely misrepresented many of the clips and didn't include proper context, as you continue to say it's a good video. Yeah, this is a really rational question. Absolutely. You could absolutely ask this.
That's correct.
About the CPS? I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was more so about like your...
Nicholas,
your year-long conquest of deplatforming and
it's like, if that was the case, then why did you pull so many clips from the stream where CPS is called on where the CPS people came to visit the family at like a specific time where it's related to all of those claims? If he's been on a year-long unhinged rampage, there should be plenty of clips from before that, right?
Right off rip, I love how petty Ethan is.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Also
right. Well, 90% of the clips were from the episode entitled CPS Came to My...
Yeah, that makes it a bad video, Hassan. That literally makes it a bad video.
My house, Hassan. I don't know if you think that's an important detail. I sure do.
Ethan, I think you know my position on this, as I've made it very clear. I think it's completely inappropriate to fucking call
No.
CPS.
That's not the question, Hassan. I appreciate your response, but that's not the question.
It's obvious. I'm saying your friend Hassan you made a video with did a total fucking hit job. All right, go ahead. Ask me a question.
I don't have any, like...
Go ahead.
Listen to me. Listen, we're both content creators online.
Dude, Hassan is trying to de-escalate and slow the conversation down. Ethan knows, like, no, my win condition is by pushing forward. If I sit here and get bogged down by whatever cringe argument you're making right now, I mean, it's literally, like, this is the only thing that comes in my mind when I hear this.
Sure do.
Look at this.
Ethan, I think you know my position on this, as I've made it very clear. I think it's completely inappropriate to fucking call
No.
CPS.
That's obvious.
I'm
saying your friend Hassan you made a video with
No, Hassan, let's talk now.
I think I have
All right, go ahead. Ask me a question.
Ask me a question, Hassan. Let's talk now.
I don't have any, like...
Go ahead.
Listen.
Come on, Hassan. You've been talking shit. Let's talk now.
We're both content creators online. We both have received an endless wave of harassment. You and I have talked privately about this.
Hassan, I don't care. Let's just...
Hassan, I don't care. Let's talk now. Yeah, dude, this is fucking base.
Go on.
What do you mean? You brought this up. You brought it up. Hold on.
I know what you're saying. We've all been harassed. The internet is tough. Whatever, yada yada. Ask me a question.
No.
Yes!
Please, Ethan, please.
Because you're so boring, bro. I just want to have an interesting conversation.
You know who else also told me that? Andrew Tate. Please, just hold.
What the fuck does that mean, dude? You know who else drinks water? Bill Cosby. All right. Anyways.
Hold on.
Wow. God forbid.
Explain my position to you. You and I are both content creators. We get an endless wave of harassment, doxing, swatting, all of this stuff, okay? Sometimes by the same people, ironically enough, by the same communities. You and I know...
You got swatted by H3 Snark? Holy shit, dude. I can't believe it. That's crazy. There's no context for that.
Oh, we've had these conversations in private before we stopped doing our podcast. And you know my position on this. I think it's completely unacceptable.
I know you're against
I am
CPS.
victim to the same exact things that happened to you in this regard. I would never in a million years
ask me a question.
Sort of thing and don't think it's appropriate.
Very good.
And I don't know why you think that I have anything to do with this.
Because you're not you're misrepresenting what I asked you. I didn't ask you, do you think it's okay that people called CPS? I asked that the video that you participated in, which was a total fucking hit job that used 90% of its clip from an episode of the podcast called CPS Got Called on Me and didn't even include the title of the podcast. Now, do you think...
I don't know, why is Hassan so like 15 HP on this? It's like he's trying to do the whole Ethan is unhinged. Ethan's crazy. He's coming at me so hard. I'm just trying to have a rational conversation. I don't think you get the luxury of doing that after talking this debate up and demanding it and being like, come on, come chat with me, come chat with me, come chat with me for fucking 3 months, dude. I feel like this has to be you. You have to meet this.
That's fair.
I think you should take this up with.
And Ethan's 100% right. He's obviously misrepresenting the question because he didn't want to answer it.
iDubbbz instead of me.
Okay, sure. Ask me a question.
Editorial. Yeah, I didn't make any of the editorial decisions in iDubbbz's content cop.
Which very well might be true, but that's not the implication I get from reading the description.
I'm asking what you thought about it. Okay, not if you made it. It's pretty fucking. Pretty obvious. Go ahead, ask me a question.
I'm sure it would have been. I'm sure that he.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
I get a name this time. Dobby gets a name. Oh, that one was that Canadian? It didn't read. Not a lot of Ooga Booga Destiny mentions when it shows great self-control for the first time in his life. Good on him. Really? Oh, dude, then you guys wouldn't have died in the drinking game if that's the case. Oh, fuck, I hit the wrong thing.
It would have been all right if he mentioned it.
It would have been all right.
I don't know why this is a major point of contention for you. I thought we were going to talk about Israel-Palestine.
We're talking about whatever we want to talk about. You had said that I have problems with your character. That's what.
Is there like a brain worm that has sucked the mind of Sam Seder and Hassan Piker? They're both doing the like look off into the distance, 1,000-yard stare.
I'm talking about. Go ahead, ask me a question.
But you having problems with my character.
Hassan, ask me a question. Or I'm going to move on to the next topic.
From you asking me about iDubbbz's editorial decisions.
They're asking you how you feel about a video that you promote on your YouTube channel. It's a totally rational question. You're like, this is just really weird as a response.
Content cop.
I'm asking about your opinion on it. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Okay. So, do you believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this debate just got a lot harder for Hassan. Because half the chat probably is like, wait, what? Wait, what happened?
Great. Awesome. So you agree with the
What's numerous the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo.
Thank you,
Mr.
thank you.
Oreo.
I thought we were going to talk about thing. Yeah. And Hassan tied himself to thing.
Yeah.
Rights organizations, the UN.
I already said yes.
Okay. Great. No, that's important. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter.
I also agree on
Nick
this.
Oreo.
If
Mr.
you
Oreo.
believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza, okay, do you feel like you have used your limited amount of time that you have as a content creator speaking out against Israel doing a genocide on
limited time you have as a daily streamer? What are you talking about?
On the Palestinian population living in the Gaza Strip?
Keemstar Orbiter,
Or do you feel
Nick
like
Oreo,
most of your commentary on that issue has overwhelmingly been to rail against?
Dude, I think this is like a Destiny's community talking point. Like, even if Destiny has done demonstrable, like horrible things, he's like a voice of the left, right? I just want to know, is the Israel-Palestine conflict being won by streamers and YouTubers? Am I missing something here? The time you have left to speak out against the atrocity? Are you trying to convince the IDF with your stream? Are they watching right now? What is the footprint here for you guys? I'm actually like, is this a real argument right now? If Ethan spent just a little bit more time, those children would have a place to sleep at night. How have we gotten to the point where people think this is reasonable?
That are doing that.
Sure.
Pro-Palestinian advocates that you feel like you've been wronged by, myself included.
To the Palestinian perspective. And I think the reason for that is simply that...
No, not just the Palestinian perspective, Ethan. I think that rather than talking...
Yeah, I think it was my internet.
...about that issue in and of itself, rather than talking about the genocide itself, every time you have...
Hassan, I'm answering your question.
Every time you've talked about Israel-Palestine, it almost always revolved around...
I was going to tell you why. Do you want to let me answer?
Personal vendettas that you have experienced from pro-Palestinian content creators.
But dude, I don't understand. This is like a double-edged sword, right? Surely this is like a... Yeah, I am going to watch the whole debate. But surely this has to be like a double-edged sword, because so much of your content in the last couple of weeks, to the point where you can find like multiple hour-long segments, is you responding to Ethan Klein, responding to that, while you're saying like, oh, there's an ongoing genocide. So it seems like you're both able to prioritize the petty beef over the meaningless coverage that's not saving anybody in the Middle East, right? Like, we're grandstanding about this too, don't get me wrong. I don't think that any of these guys, just by talking about, just watching bad empanada videos or saving lives or whatever, I don't think they're going to reach anybody there. It seems like these people are locked in a land war. So I don't know how that's going to help, but yeah.
Okay. Would you like me to, you asked me a question, so I'm going to answer it. The reason for that being is that I feel like I'm responding to a lot of bullshit that's been passed my way ever since Leftovers ended, starting from you and your community. Now, that's my answer to that. Now, let me ask you about this. This sword has a Nazi swastika hilt.
Okay.
Do you disagree? What's funny about that?
It's from
I think it's funny because you've made this a major point of contention. That's why I think it's funny.
It's a swastika, is it not?
Yeah, it's a sword that is a bleach sword, as you know already, that has a hilt that has a Japanese manji sign on it. But
Can
yeah,
I just be like, let's say that Sargon did this, okay? Let's say that I did this, okay? What would Snark say to me if I turned around and I'm like, no, dude, that's not a swastika, it's a manji? How would that be portrayed by this specific community? I think this was safe, edgy. I think it was done to trip Ethan up. I think it backfired because it became a massive point in contention. Okay, a massive point in contention.
And you know what else is massive?
I think, and then now it's like blown up in their face a little bit, in my opinion. That's how I see it.
Look like a swastika, as I've also noticed and have talked about on numerous occasions that you brought forward.
Yeah, of course you're conceding that because we fished this up. But yeah,
such as when I made fun of, I believe it was Alexa that grabbed it, and I said, "Oh, you immediately go for the swastika one." Yeah, exactly. Do you think?
Anyway, my point is, Hasan, if I can continue my point, is that you knew it was a swastika sword. So why did you guys choose to pose with this?
It's like, why is Ian holding the one katana when you could view there are other katanas like off screen, right? Like in the same frame as some of the images that are there. Why are they pointing the manji sword at the camera if it's not to fuck with Ethan in some capacity? I mean, I don't think these guys are hiling Hitler and their support against the Jews. I think they're trying to fuck with Ethan.
Sword.
Ethan?
Answer that. Why was the choice made for this sword?
I'm gonna gently explain this to you again. One, it's not a swastika, but regardless.
Do you think it looks like a swastika?
I did not make this editorial decision. I wasn't even.
Do you think it's reasonable to perceive that as a swastika?
Ethan,
answer the question.
I like how he doesn't know definitively if he was in any of the photos posing with the sword. So he says, I don't even know if I was in there. He can't even say with absolute certainty that he wasn't there.
Is it reasonable to perceive that?
I don't think it was a deliberate decision that IDubbbz made, but I don't know. I don't know his mind.
Hasan, they're your swords, and according to the New York Times article, there was 10 options. So what's the chances that they chose the swastika one? That seems pretty slim.
Well,
you have 10 swords, don't you?
And they're all wearing edgy shit too. That's another thing you need to point out here is that like one guy's wearing a MAGA hat. Sean the Black is wearing a MAGA hat. Frogan's wearing a MAGA hat. They're defund the police people. She's wearing a cop hat. And then Ian's just got the swastika sword. Isn't that interesting? Well, I guess the cop outfit too, but I don't think he's against cops, is he? I'm just saying like this whole thing is like an edgy, look at me, I'm super edgy. It's like thing.
The week prior to that, I believe, I don't know the exact timeline. I don't really remember when they shot this, but I had the sword out because I was doing
It's the safe, edgy shit that all those lefties do.
Assassin's Creed promo. Do you feel like if I thought it was like genuinely a swastika sword, I would use it in an Assassin's Creed promo shot?
Yes.
No, I think you'd use it against Ethan Klein when you're making the anti-Zionist content nuke Israel video with your friend Ian. I actually do think that you would do that because it's plausible deniability. You can just turn around and go, Ethan, you're unhinged. It's a sword from an anime that I like. Okay, it's a manji. It's a Buddhist symbol. It's not a swastika. And then and your audience will accept that. The rest of the internet won't. That's why it's safe.
That's what we call a dog whistle, Hasan. And what you're doing is gaslighting somebody. You made a video.
And you think that these guys would know what dog whistling are when they accuse every single person under the sun of dog whistling?
You make a point here, Hasan, because you're the king of microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minority groups.
True.
Right? So you made a video. You participated in a video
Like I would never in 100 years be extended the charitability that I would be forced to give Hasan if I sat here and just took him at face value.
Think a Jewish. Let me finish my point, Hasan. No, stop. You are making a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism while exhibiting the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. Do you not see this as a problem? Or at least, am I insane for thinking this is odd?
Ethan, take a deep breath.
Like in the
answer the question. I don't need to.
In the sea of endlessly personal attacks, I need to remind you that this one is not personal. I mean, it's so stupid.
I didn't even hear your question. I need you to.
Well, you should try listening instead of speaking.
I'm just looking for clarification here. Do you think that I deliberately was using a dog whistle in an Assassin's Creed promo, or that it was a cool sword that was laying around because it's the only long sword that I have?
You have 10 swords.
I know, they're heavy. That's not a real sword.
So what you're saying is that, or your defense is that iDubbbz has a small penar, okay, and he needed to pick the biggest sword he could possibly find to overcompensate for his tiny willy? Is that the argument? The reason why we couldn't pick any of the other 9 swords is because it makes his penar feel better.
Oh, yes, I'm aware that it's not a real sword, but you had 10 to choose from. What does it matter how much they weigh?
Yeah, the other ones are heavy.
Let me paint a scenario.
Dude, iDubbbz is such a frail loser with all of his boxing training that the others are way too heavy to be the one that we used for the promo. We had to pick like the shittier sword because the other ones are just like way too massive, dude, to fit in Ian's little grimy paws, dude.
And you know what else is massive?
Hasan, let me paint a scenario for you, okay? Listen, okay? This is important. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism. You exhibited in that video the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. 1 out of 10 of your swords that you have previously already stated you know is the, quote, swastika sword. So am I insane for even... You're treating me like I'm insane for bringing this up, but it sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it feels like... the way he's talking to like Ethan is like the way that like a doctor talks to a schizophrenic patient in like the hospital. It's like, Ethan, no, okay, wait, no, that's not, honey, that's not what's happening right now. no, you don't understand.
I mean, it's a
Come sit on the couch. We're gonna talk this out, okay? It's really not as bad as you're thinking. You're getting worked up, Ethan. You don't understand. Calm down, Ethan. Calm down.
A little insane.
So yes. Microaggressions just don't exist for Jewish people.
You're asking me why iDubbbz.
It's your sword, bro.
Decision.
I don't believe.
Use the Harley talking point. If it's a manji, you should wear it on your chest for an entire live stream. Print it out, put it on a t-shirt, and wear it. See what happens.
That you weren't.
See how people perceive it.
I'm not iDubbbz.
You were there, bro. It's in your fucking house.
I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me.
Because
why
it's your house and your sword.
But I also gave you what my speculation is. And that is that
it was just a cosmic chance.
I previously had it laying around because I had just done an Assassin's Creed promo.
Okay, if you say so. So if it's a cosmic fluke, which you claim, then why leave the photo up?
I'm not even in the photo. I don't. I
know
right?
It's in your room though, and with your sword. Why leave the photo up if it's a cosmic fluke?
Wait, why are you asking me this question? I don't know,
dude. Oh my god, bro.
I'm not.
Dude, I don't own this house, dude. I literally. Why are you asking me this?
I'm sorry, Hasan. Are you?
I don't clean my house, Ethan.
Unable to make value judgments on situations.
Why are you asking me such unhinged remarks, dude? What the fuck?
Like, isn't that what you do for a living? Do you think that iDubbbz should have removed?
I don't think it's relevant or that big of a deal at all. If that's what you're trying to get out of me, like, yeah, I think it's not.
Okay, so you're telling a Jewish man who's complaining about a very odd coincidence that I'm.
You know what? You should talk to Sam Seder about this, Hasan. He would find this image. No, actually, Sam Seder would lick your balls. But
that I'm crazy and I'm exaggerating.
Over the manji on it, Ethan. Can we? Okay, you got me. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, you got me. I put a swastika in the video.
You know what? Hasan, have you even tried talking to AB about this? You should talk to approved Muslim AB who can explain to you why I'm so upset right now.
Calling you out for exaggerating anti-Semitism. You got me.
Do that.
Yes, you did. You literally did.
I didn't do that.
Okay, laugh
But
about
again,
it. Go on.
It's not a swastika. And
Then
I
why
don't
should he
even
leave
think
it up?
you have that much of an issue with swastikas, considering you drew one on PewDiePie.
I'm a Jewish.
Yeah, it's not a swastika. It's just a sword that looks a lot like a swastika that Hasan has said looks like a swastika from a anime that he has literally never well, not literally never watched, but up until recently, we can't confirm if he's watched it recently, but we know he didn't watch it in the past. In a video that's literally content cop Israel. Okay, like this is just so obviously. If they did this by accident, it has to be like one of the dumbest fucking editorial decisions that seemingly were overlooked by everyone there.
Man, you fucking moron.
Oh.
Like, I'm supposed to believe that Denims didn't clock this, Frogan didn't clock this. I could believe Sean didn't, because Sean's a fucking idiot. But you're telling me that nobody clocked how optically bad this looked when they were pointing it at the camera specifically? Like, angling it towards the camera?
Oh,
I didn't realize
is
the
anyone in
Nazis
that
only
room
kill
Jewish?
Jews.
Was anyone in that room? Did I draw
Do the Nazis
swastika
only kill
one
Jews
time
even?
on?
Do you think that Jews have an exclusivity agreement with like being offended or not offended by Nazi imagery? You've done a Sig Heil approximately what? 50 times.
Why did I do a Sig Heil? Why did I do a
Oh
Sig?
my god! And they do this. They do the investigations into people who throw up their hands and salute. Now that's like another thing. Ever since Elon Musk, anybody who even slightly does any kind of a salute now is actually like a dog whistling neo-Nazi. But this is gonna go. This is a completely an unhinged critique to make against the group.
Sig Heil.
I don't know.
Because you only watch clips on Twitter. I was making fun of Elon Musk and trying to see if it was valid or not.
Oh, thank you.
And by the way, as a Jewish man, are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word?
Wait, what?
Are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word because it offends you?
Do you think this is an apt comparison?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah.
So you think that being able to draw the
if you don't hate Jews or something, then it probably is a pretty fair one, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm being uncharitable. But yeah, I mean, it's a swastika. Why would you? Yeah.
Your anti-Semitism radar is completely out of whack.
And who are you to say that to me? You posed with a swastika.
You're saying that it's not a swastika, and you know it's not.
And he didn't pose with a swastika, so that's incorrect on Ethan's part. I don't think. Well, did he pose in it when he was using it last time? And again, I think the context is different there. I think the fact that they're responding to like being accused as Zion, like they're being accused of like anti-Zionism, right? Anti-Semitism. As well, right? Like, I'm sorry. They're responding to the allegations that like they use the word Zionism to like contrast and hide the fact that they're being anti-Semitic. Rather, that's probably the best descriptor. And to do that, they chose to hold that sword in the promotional material for that segment, if that makes sense.
A swastika.
So like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it literally is a swastika.
No, it's not.
Let me see the swords in your background. Why didn't you choose one of those ones?
Okay, this is going to drag on for a while, isn't it?
Didn't choose the sword, Ethan.
I don't believe you.
Do you think this is a productive use
Yeah,
of...
I think that's kind of a losing argument. There's no way you could possibly know if he chose the sword.
our time?
Absolutely. So anyway, you say it's a weird cosmic fluke. Personally, if I think it was a weird cosmic...
No, it's not. Well, how could you possibly prove that Hasan Piker, who's not... Like, he already said that Hasan held the sword, which Hasan didn't in the promotional material for this video. Now you're accusing him of, like, directly choosing to have them hold this and then intentionally not showing up in the pictures. Because, again, maybe, sure, but he's not in those promotional photos.
Flute.
He said he picked it up. Okay, we'll see. Maybe I'm getting caught by Clip Chimp or whatever.
You say, basically, it's not a swastika. The difference between the Hindu symbol and
but it's not.
Okay, right. The difference between the Hindu symbol
what
and the Nazi swastika...
on the other hand, was a swastika.
I'll finish what I said. Yeah, I'm a Jewish man. I depicted a swastika, cool. A tasteless joke on iDubbbz's shirt 10 years ago. You said this is the swastika sword, and you keep it in your house, and you use it and pose it in photos.
But these guys don't think that context matters, so they're kind of immune to this. But yeah, of course. Fucking Ethan saying N-word F-slur on a podcast 7 years ago is extremely different than what they're being accused of right now, obviously.
A Jewish man. The fact that you can't even concede that looks bad.
To it as looking like a swastika.
Like, context only matters for people like Hasan Piker when they fuck up, because there's no charitability for others. Like, that's the only time that you'll hear any of them talk about context, and it's usually like, oh, the free speech warriors have come for me again. because at some point they have to get held accountable for stuff they say.
Well, my friend picked it up.
So
if I genuinely thought it was a swastika memorabilia, do you think I would keep it in my house?
Dude, you're being so obtuse. I know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is.
Yeah, he's just not going to answer the question.
It's literally a swastika also, because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference. If you ask a Hindu person, would they walk around with a swastika sign?
Wait, so you know?
Fuck
so you
no, they
it's
know
not a
that looks
but
like
you
a
keep calling
swastika.
Okay, that's not what he's trying to fucking say. Okay, dude, holy shit, I hate Hasan.
Swastika sword. So I'm a little confused.
Dude, this is one of the ones where Ethan's audience is like screaming, "Yes, you've got him, Ethan," and Hasan's audience is screaming, "Yes, you've got him, Hasan," and it's just like I can't. I literally can't. They're just talking past each other.
Your Hindu friends, if they would walk around with like a swastika brandished. They know.
Okay.
Are you Hindu?
I am not Hindu.
Okay, interesting.
No.
So anyway, it was a cosmic
Hasan is
brandish.
He's like tactically confused about every argument that looks bad for him.
Do you think that only Hindu people have bleed swords? Like, what's going on?
We're discussing the symbol, not the sword. Okay, go ahead. So you think it was a cosmic fluke? There was 10 swords. He magically picked that one.
I can't. I'm speculating on
he left
the
it up.
decision making
If
of
it
a
were a
person.
mistake,
I'm gonna
he
let
could have
I'm gonna let this roll for a bit because we're kind of just looping right now. I want to hear if anything else happens, but I'm not gonna really challenge either one of these moving forward because I feel like they're just looping.
Well, I'm not him.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
me.
Again, I'm going to repeat myself here. I think I'm doing.
You
this
don't
a
need
lot.
to. Go ahead.
I am not.
Ask me the next
iDubbbz.
question.
I don't know what was going on.
I'm not
in
accusing
his
you of being
mind.
iDubbbz, Hasan, but you're acting like you're incapable of making value judgments on things because you're not
No, because
iDubbbz.
I already made the value judgment. I think you're being crazy.
Okay, well, Mr. Microaggressions thinks.
Yeah, like that's the pre-recorded Discord talking point coming in. Oh no, you're just crazy. It's a manji, dude. It's a manji.
I'm being crazy. Very good. You have no problem telling Jewish people they're being crazy on what?
Yes.
It's like a blatant fuck. Go ahead. Ask me the next question.
Yes, I don't.
Do you think
I don't have a problem
if you could go
telling
back,
you're being crazy right now. You being Jewish has nothing to do with this.
Sure, I'm sure it doesn't. Do you think going back that it was a mistake to use that sword?
I don't really care about this at all.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that really shows.
Okay, well I think that's a new point of criticism.
Where you're at on this. Go ahead and ask me a question.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, if you say he would do it again, knowing this context, I'd say that looks pretty bad for Hasan. That's pretty fair.
So, since you believe that Israel is committing a genocide, what are the appropriate steps that people can take, both in the Western world and also regional actors can take against this entity doing a genocide by your own admission that you would consider to be appropriate? Because it feels like throughout this...
Dude, he's just looking directly at a script and reading right now. Or he's reading right from a Discord server. It sounds like he's reading a puff piece article about himself. This is so weird.
This entire process, you have set boundaries on what you think
just
is
killing civilians. That's the boundary.
As you have set boundaries.
Dude, you know what's fucked about this? Is he was trying to do the whole get on stream and debate me right now thing after Sam Seder, and he so obviously has prep for this conversation that he didn't want Ethan to be able to prep for. It was like I'm gonna jump you and I've got like a whole log here of shit to read from when we talk. That's how pathetic this guy is.
And what you think is inappropriate,
killing civilians,
time and time again has said, is outright anti-Semitic.
Like, I'm never going to criticize someone for showing up prepared to a conversation, except when they try to jump other people and act like they're the confident one who's been talking about this for weeks now, demanding this conversation, trying to get somebody on the back foot when they're not expecting it. It's extremely pathetic behavior.
My boundary is killing civilians.
Okay. That's great. So
is that unreasonable?
That's a perfectly reasonable boundary to set.
Okay, good. So then
we
don't disagree
with you on that. Great.
Okay. So let me ask you the next one. Let me ask you about this Sabra tier list.
I have a. Let me finish.
Well, you asked and I answered. Go ahead. You could go on a little bit more.
Okay. So hold on. Everyone is complaining about my volume on my side because we're using Zoom instead of Discord. So my fucking
go ahead.
Audio.
It's fine. Take your time to get the audio.
My audio keeps going up and down. Okay.
Wow, that's weird. Zoom has a thing that makes Ethan quieter. Crazy. Is he doing it where, like, if he's talking, it makes Ethan quieter? Maybe that is a feature. I don't know, for a matter of fact. That's funny, though.
So
all these professional streamers can't figure out tech. Maybe I'm a little hypocritical there, though. I shouldn't really criticize.
One of the first conversations that we had, you and I had, that led to the Leftovers podcast ending, was that you considered "From the River to the Sea, Palestine will be free" to be an anti-Semitic slogan. You said that Jews feel like this is an exterminationist slogan, and
yeah, that sounds like. Again, these are the people who turn around and go, "Hey, Nick, the OK hand symbol is a neo-Nazi symbol." Okay, it's a white nationalist symbol, and now like the term isn't. It's from the river to the sea. It's like an all-encompassing definition. Yeah, I can understand why Jews wouldn't really like that symbol or that phrasing.
Jews fear this slogan in the United States of America.
Correct.
If you think that.
It's like, yeah, it's extremely aggressive. And usually it's attached to like somebody putting up a picture of a Jew being spiked and killed. So, I mean, I don't know.
Doing a genocide, do you feel like it is appropriate for Westerners in the United States of America and Palestinians and people of Palestinian descent to be able to use emancipatory slogans, or should they go to jail under the Trump administration?
Okay, I mean, these are pretty extreme questions. Now, I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just trying. All I was trying to do.
Question is what's happening right now.
Bro, do you want me to answer?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain the Jewish perspective. I'm not trying to make a value judgment of it. But what I will tell you is that how do you feel about Norm Finkelstein?
Oh God, what? Why is Norm in this?
He is,
dude, Norm Finkelstein, dude. That's definitely not how you say his name, bro.
Here's what he had to say about this.
I know what he said.
No. I want the audience to see this, Hasan.
Hold on.
Hasan, I want the audience to see this video. This is not going to be a
gotcha moment for you because I know Norm's position.
Good, I'm glad you know. Let's let the audience know, Hasan.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Hasan, let the audience watch the video.
I can have a nuanced and reasonable disagreement with a person that I actually admire.
So that's what we're having.
Like Norm. But
Hasan admires a transphobe? Again, where is this level of charitability for anyone else? These guys are like the guilt by associate. Dude, we can't talk about talking points because a community posted them 5 years ago after Destiny got accused of like crimes recently, right? But you can hang out with a transphobe and say that you're like, you look up to him? All of my points are invalid because Destiny's audience said it 5 years ago. I don't know, dude.
It's understandable with Norm. Let the audience watch the video, Hasan.
Okay.
Like, you don't give this level of charitability to anybody and you demand it from everyone. It's so weird.
Palestine will be free.
Let me go back. Yeah. Here's the Norm Finkelstein, a prominent figurehead in the Palestinian liberation movement.
I don't like the slogan.
I know. I have more positions that I disagree with him on.
The video
as well. Be free. I think it's a bad slogan. I know the slogan from the 1960s, the 1970s. It was a bad slogan then, and it's a bad slogan now because it has too much ambiguity. When you say from the river...
Someone's going to hit me with the Cherry Act.
...to the sea, Palestine will be free. Obviously, a question arises. Okay, what happens to the Jews in that scenario? And some people will say, well...
But again, I mean, listen to, like, this is the people who defend statements like ACAB, like all cops are bad, as, like, an actual message that's going to be, like, viable for people outside of terminally online orbits. So, I don't know.
What it's about is everybody...
They don't really go for accuracy when creating these slogans.
...being free, but that's not what the slogan says.
It's like ACAB, and then all of a sudden they need to call the police. Oh, shit, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know, their slogan game is not really on point.
So I have, in recent weeks, I have voiced my concern that it's a bad slogan. And I said, just check.
It's objectively a bad slogan. I don't think... Does anybody here think it's a good slogan that effectively... If what Hasan is saying is true, do you think that from the river to the sea and then Palestine will be free, affords a ton of charitability here for their point?
Change it, tweak it. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And you can't answer that slogan.
I mean, it also, It would like, honestly, I think that the original one would even go crazy too. It'd be like pretty fire if the Palestinian people weren't going in and, well, I guess Hamas rather, wasn't going in and like raping civilian women at raves on October 7th. I think that context as well kind of adds a negative connotation with that phrase.
Because all you're talking about is equal rights for everyone. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And nothing
like if it's mostly peaceful protests and stuff, which I'm not saying they have to be peaceful. I understand there's a lot of unrest here. There's a lot of history, and I don't know how I would break this down. But like from the river to the sea in a peaceful context where there's no history of rapes and murders of civilians and stuff, probably goes way harder than the context that we have now, where it's like a genocide, blood feud, land dispute.
I don't know if he actually means the one vote thing, because I think what he's saying is good.
Who's winning? Me. Probably me. I think I'm winning this debate.
That from the river to the sea, Palestinians will be free, which I think is good. You're laughing at Norm.
Routinely talked at campus encampments, college campus, Palestinian encampments as to, I'm not going to make much hay about the slogan in general. There's plenty of other slogans.
Well, you're willing to listen to him, but when I say it, it becomes a big controversy.
Yeah, it's so weird. Hasan like immediately backtracks that as soon as he hears him say it.
See, I literally, I'm not.
And his argument was, this is a bad point for you, Ethan. I already know what he's going to say. And then he plays the clip, and immediately Hasan's like, yeah, okay, I kind of see where you're coming from.
It's not even my opinion. I
have a disagreement with him on that, and you're forgetting one key factor.
What's that?
Okay, you're forgetting one key factor. Norm Finkelstein still ultimately will always say, while I disagree with the slogan because I think it scares people, it ultimately does not matter, and I'm not going to stand in opposition to it. He doesn't say it's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, well, okay, but like, I think it's reasonable for someone who, like, specifically Ethan, right, who has ties to Israel, to not like that statement. If Norm Finkelstein doesn't care about it, he's not the be-all, end-all. He's just acknowledging that, like, there are people who would probably disagree with the message that's being made here. Well, not the message, rather, but the way it's being made, right? Ethan is that person.
He doesn't say it is extermination.
Norm is wrong. No, Norm's not wrong in that case. Norm is expressing his opinion. He's saying, like, I understand this, like, the sentiment, but I'm not, but I don't agree with the way they're saying it, right? I don't even think Ethan disagrees with that. I think that Ethan thinks that, like, from Hasan's version of this, or whatever Hasan is saying here, I think he is very anti-Israel in that regard, right? But you also could be like, holy shit, I'm Israeli, my wife served in the IDF. It sounds like you just want to kill every single last one of us. And he's like the perfect demographic to believe that.
When have I opposed it?
That's what people think.
When have I opposed it?
If you think that Norm Finkelstein would be in agreement.
Norm's position is it's bad, but I'm not offended. Ethan's position is it's bad and I am offended. That's a personal opinion. It's an agreed thing.
With you in any way, shape, or form on any issue, please have a conversation with him.
He's literally in agreement with me, like verbatim.
Okay. No,
actually, even more.
You said it was anti-Semitic. Norm doesn't think it's anti-Semitic.
Hasan, do you remember me advocating against it? Do you remember me advocating against it?
If he agrees with you on anything.
Sure, I'll ask Norm Finkelstein. Do you remember me denouncing that statement and saying people shouldn't say it?
I believe in our conversation.
No, it didn't happen. You're lying.
You said it was so he's not even disavowing the statement.
Anti-Semitic.
I said it's perceived that way by Jewish people. All right, let's move on.
So they're literally just aligned. It's like, I'm not particularly offended by this. I'm not particularly offended by this either. But there are Jewish people who are offended and their feelings are valid because the statement is all-encompassing and it could be used that way and it kind of sounds that way and there's a violent fucking war going on.
The Sabra tier list.
Norm does not believe it's an anti-Semitic.
Very good. I'll ask him about it. Now,
yeah, it's a literal identical take.
Are you actually going to do that? Because that would be wonderful.
Yes, I'm going to talk to Norm. We'll have a great conversation about From the River to the Sea.
Is it? Wait, can I ask you a question?
No. It's my turn.
Okay,
you spoke, and now it's my turn.
You know what? You go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very gracious of you.
Well, I love the pettiness. I love the aggression back and forth.
It's just a back and forth conversation, but you seemingly have a lot of grievances, not not pertaining to the actual issue at hand. But
I don't know. The issue, my friend.
The issue at hand is like the breakdown of the friendship, the fucking stuff you've been saying on stream. Okay, you're not debating. Like, guys, depending on the outcome of this like debate right now, there will be peace in the Middle East. I don't understand, why do these YouTubers think they're so fucking important? People are like, oh, Nick, your ego conceited. You're saying that all these people watch your YouTube channel when they go and make their debates. First of all, these guys do. Second of all, okay, these guys, Hassan Piker thinks he's saving the world with his live streams when he's sitting there watching bad empanada videos. Give me a fucking break. You want to talk ego death? That's ego death.
And the issue at hand is your behavior.
No, I think the issue at hand is the genocide.
Well, we seem to be coming at this from two different angles, which is great, right? So let me ask you this. Hold on, you said it's my turn to ask, so let me do that. Hassan, is it my turn to ask?
Ethan is so selfish by not letting the war end. All he needs to do is be more reasonable in this conversation, and less civilians will be raped and killed.
Ask a question or what?
And bombed and their houses shelled and destroyed.
You already recognize that Israel is committing a genocide.
I can care about.
If it wasn't for Ethan, there wouldn't be as many destroyed buildings, and they'd be able to throw more. Oh, never mind.
Two things, Hassan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
Don't you think?
I can care about two things, my friend.
Incredibly narrow framework
very
surrounding
easy.
your own personal feelings.
I'm not that smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay, no,
even if one is more urgent than the other.
You think your own personal feelings, born out of your misunderstandings, is more important?
You know what? I was actually thinking about this a couple days ago. I was wondering, how come when Ukraine comes up, everyone points out like, oh, the Ukrainians are being fucked over by Russia. They're being invaded and killed in their own homeland and turf. But it's a talking point that they're Nazis, right? A lot of these people in Ukraine are like fucking far right neo-Nazis or some shit, right? We have to care about all of that, but we can't talk about any other politics related to the Palestinian people, any anti-Semitism claims, any homophobia claims, any transphobia claims. All of that stuff is just a product of where they live. But for Ukraine, who's being victimized by Russia, they're all racist pieces of shit and you shouldn't defend them. It's extremely interesting how sides-cucked we are with engaging with actual like, it seems like politics is like you only get to, I don't know, it seems like there are safe spaces where some people are allowed to be criticized and other people aren't, depending on which side of the spectrum they're on.
Did I say that? I said one is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
Oh, okay. So you recognize that
Hassan,
the genocide is a more urgent
Hassan,
issue.
please, let me ask a question.
Almost all of your commentary
good.
surrounding this issue
Very
on
good.
talking about your own personal feelings and how you've been wronged by people.
Very good. Let me ask you. So you claimed
Wait, can you answer that question?
No, Hassan, you asked your
sense?
question. It's my turn. I talked about how gracious you were, man. What happened?
Like the comparison straight away, right? With like, I guess you could say maybe the Houthi terrorist or whatever, it's his lived experience that has brought those views upon him. But I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't even like that argument either. Imagine justifying racism because you've had like a bad growing experience in a neighborhood that's predominantly run by any specific, it could be literally any specific race. Like, would you say it's a product of the place they've been in, therefore it's justified that they're racist? I don't think that that's a fair argument necessarily either.
Wait, but
I said you're so gracious. You're going to let me ask you a question. What happened?
Does that make sense?
Don't make me take it back. All right, let me ask you a question.
Sense to you?
Hold on to that. Ask me after this. You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it. Despite the fact that
oh, dude, hey, I don't think you... Hey, I'm not sure if you realize this, Ethan. My entire community thinks this is funny. Therefore, that's it. You've lost, okay? My chat thinks this is really a stupid argument. All the people that I routinely tell what to think on like a daily basis, okay? Yeah, they disagree with you.
Was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that...
I don't know if you know this, Ethan, but actually my audience thinks I won this debate. So it's extremely damaging to your reputation.
Participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes. With pleasure.
And And yeah, it's
like what a fucking non-point.
It's not.
It's insane.
Even remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remotely anti-Semitic.
Very
it's
good.
Like
Let me ask you a
the
question.
Cracker Band that Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
The thumbnail?
Yes, that's what I said. This
For
is the
what?
thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this, Hasan. Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Ethan?
Whoa!
Oh God, dude. Ethan, wake up, Ethan.
Oh, answer the question.
Again.
Just answer the question. Like, it's so fucking slimy, dude.
What, you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz.
I'm not iDubbbz didn't make this video. Oh, I'm not Frogan?
Oh, but you can't make...
But you're defending Frogan. You're defending iDubbbz. Every time he asks you questions as to why you're choosing to defend this activity that you've been gaslighting him about, you just go, oh, I don't know, and you throw them under the bus every fucking time.
Value judgment suddenly on your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
No, because I don't care.
Well, I do.
What do you mean I don't care? You were like, oh, let's talk now. Oh, wait, what? Ben Shapiro never comes up in the video? Dude, I don't care about this. I don't fucking care about this. Can we talk about more important issues? Dude, what a fucking switch up in real time.
I think it's great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive
he's Jewish?
fucking...
Because what? Oh, because he's a massive fucking what, dude? Is he a massive fucking hummus eater? Is that what you were going to say? A massive hummus eater?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive...
He just loved Sabra?
Fucking...
Oh, no, dude.
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive
Jewish?
fucking... What?
Because it's the most prominent Jewish...
Ethan made a mistake. He cut him off, and I think Hasan was giving him what he wanted, dude.
Jewish?
Fucking... What?
Because it's the most prominent, most great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also a massive...
Jewish? And do you know what else is massive?
What?
Because it's the most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Do you think Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why
It sounds like if we didn't cut Hasan off right there, I think he was going to say that. I legitimately think Hasan almost said it and then walked off.
100% without a doubt, yes.
Like he got interrupted before he conceded. What else could he have possibly said?
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, take your...
Dude, he's stun locked right now. Listen to the pause. His silence means something, Ethan.
Without a doubt, yes.
I'm not pausing it, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, take your time. I know it's a lot to process.
His hard drive is defragging in mid fucking argument.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is the... Dude, I didn't think this was going to be the first major win point for Ethan, but...
Yeah, this is a lot to process.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough. You really don't know what to say.
And now it's just like, you're crazy. Why are you care about this? You're crazy. There's a genocide going on in Palestine. There's a fucking KFC in Lebanon. Like, give me a break.
Because it looks pretty bad.
No, because it's so fucking stupid.
Well, tell me then.
What the fuck,
So why is Ben there?
You look kind of insane.
Okay, very good.
That's
Why is Ben
I'm
there?
having a hard time.
What the I just turned around as a ship, bro.
Like, I don't know why fucking Frogan made this thumbnail. And
Dude immediately burns Frogan. Oh my god. You mean the biggest victim on Twitch?
Why is Ben there?
I don't have any issue with this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
Because he's a prominent defender of Israel.
You're quick to...
Wait, I thought it was about hummus. Dude, what? What does that have to do with hummus?
Say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro, of all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian Zionists, why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro and F tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube?
Are you
That's a coincidence,
serious?
just like the swastika, huh?
Ethan,
these are two cosmic coincidences. Hasan, they're really stacking up.
Bro, that's literally the win condition. You got him. Yeah, 100%. He just lost that argument.
The tier list that you're talking about, first of all, the tier list that we're talking about was literally designed by a Jewish content creator who you advocated to ban, and he got banned.
Very good, and I'm glad he did. He definitely deserved it.
Jew. You called him a token
And
Jew.
I still stand by that. The man is just fucking.
What's the context here?
he's-
Who is the token Jew that got banned? I am unfamiliar. Is that one of the? I don't know who that is. Somebody chat. Let me know.
Yeah.
So you
Raph Millhouse. I don't know.
get to draw
Not
swastikas
Matt
on
Lee.
PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there is a tier list here where Sabra hummus.
Yeah, all of these people deserve to be banned, but I don't think they deserved it for this specific. Actually, I legitimately don't think they should have been banned for this, and I'll tell you why. I've gone back on my position on this because all of these things that happened at TwitchCon are pre-approved, right? They don't let you just show up there and use their time slot and speak on their stage. I think it's cowardly for Twitch to have allowed this, like allow this Sabra hummus tier list, Jew tier list on their fucking event, and I think it's cowardly to ban them for something they obviously had to have approved beforehand. I think that Twitch should be directly held accountable for it, and there should be more criticism levied at Twitch because they were literally approved to do this. Now, you can criticize the action of them choosing to do it and stuff like that, but Twitch going out of their way to ban somebody for something that they approved is insane.
Tier list. This is her.
Is the lowest. The Sabra hummus, liking Sabra hummus, is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
And the highest tier is being able to get a Habibi pass. You as a
like, imagine if you go to Susan's dead. Imagine if you go to new Susan Wojcicki and you're like, hey, can I make this piece of content and present it at VidCon? And then they go, yeah, you can definitely do that. And then you do it, and then they ban you for it. You'd be like Hasan here. You'd be like, this is ridiculous. They banned a fucking Jewish creator, blah 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 blah, blah or whatever. You'd probably be justified in your critique. It's a platform issue
to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the Pope of the Jews, as Sam Seder likes to
I'm
call
not
Ben
determining
Shapiro,
what they can do,
enough.
but this
is that what's going on?
This is Frogan's bit. This is her stage.
It's like Deji. Like
this is her.
If you go to Susan too.
Bit. I mean, you can say the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything,
Ethan,
but that's not true.
Wait, so you get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra hummus is dog
He
shit.
can say whatever he wants. I'm not criticizing.
So
By the way, you think that my criticism is that
that
he doesn't like Sabra hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beef? Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream
Isn't that
soda.
who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS.
They took my gerb. They took my gerb, dude. Holy shit! You hit the 15.
You
goal.
sure?
That's crazy.
We'll double check.
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, we'll double check that. It's not about Sabra hummus, and like let's not be obtuse.
Ethan, actually, the BDS one is actually pretty funny too, because like you've been, you consistently talk about.
If Ethan comes and takes my job as the Pope, I'm gonna steal all his sodi pops when I'm in LA. I'm gonna break into his fucking studio and I'm gonna steal all of his sodies.
Consistently talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said stop drinking Diet Coke, it was not on the Palestinian
It's on the boycott list. Yeah, they don't care about the boycott list. The boycott list is more of a condemnation for others. All right.
National Committee's official BDS list.
Yes, it was.
And ever since it has been on that official BDS list,
you're lying.
I have not drank Diet Coke or purchased any Diet Coke.
Dude, this sounds like I'm watching a Wings of Redemption stream. Like, man, I have not had Wendy's chili or a Diet Pepsi in like a week, dude. Chat, ban anybody who says that I had a Diet Pepsi.
At all.
You're lying. It was on the list.
Wait, what is?
What? Yeah, it was on the list. You're lying.
Yo!
What was on the list?
Coke.
Yes.
Oh, dude, if Coke was on the list, all these Californian YouTubers would be. Oh, wait. I thought we were talking about. Okay, never mind. We're talking about the drink. Never mind.
Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke.
You
even
said
though I love
you know
Diet
what's
Coke.
funny? You told her
because I think it's like
You remember
not
what you told
that
her, son?
significant.
You remember? Yeah, you remember what you told her? You said, "I'll just put it in a cup."
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request.
By the way, I have no evidence that these guys. I don't think any of these people do it. I have nothing to indicate they would.
At the time, because it wasn't on the.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper is a Coke product. All these big soda companies are like related. Wait, you know what I just found out recently? Somebody gave me some like stupid information that I can share with you. Do you know what happened with Sierra Mist? Did you realize that Sierra Mist is now no longer in circulation? Like whenever you go to order a Sprite at a location, they're like, "Oh, is Sierra Mist okay?" Like it disappeared a couple of years ago and just never appeared again. And I was wondering why that was. And somebody gave me the factoid that apparently they didn't renew their trademark. And like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or something started calling themselves Sierra Mist. And when they sent like a legal notice saying like you can't do that, the lawyer countered with like, "Hey, you don't even own this." So they lost the trademark. It's called Starry now because they lost the trademark to Sierra Mist. I was like a totally random factoid to learn, but for the 7,000 people watching, if you were wondering what the fuck happened, that was it.
Palestinian National
Nick, that was a straight up lie. Did I not make that up? It was fake. She scammed them. Wait, am I fucking... Oh my god, did I just provide misinformation? Thank god it wasn't about, like, the Ukraine war. Fuck, dude. Wait, I got gaslit. Who lied to me? All right, that didn't happen. Disavow.
Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions
I'm going to cut it from the VOD. It never happened.
list, Ethan.
Okay. It's not about Sabra hummus, just so you know.
Oh, dude, I got fucked, bro. I got fucked over. Dude, I got mind games, mind control. I very lapse in judgment.
Let's not be silly about
Wait, what is
this.
it about?
It's about what's Sabra means a Jew born in Israel. It's an Israeli
I was so excited to tell you guys, and you just ruined my day. What the fuck?
company. It's everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli hummus. It's been on the BDS list. Everybody knows the connotations
terrible.
of Sabra hummus,
It's
right?
so- it's
Nobody.
so doo-doo.
Yeah,
It
I
is
don't like
doo-doo
Sabra
hummus.
hummus either. But we're not talking
Do we-
about hummus. What I
okay,
don't like is
okay, great. So
anti-Semitism
okay.
perpetuated by your friends and swept by you. Now, why is Ben Shapiro in the F tier? That's a cosmic coincidence. Okay, let's move on. Very good.
Why didn't you fact check it? What was I supposed to do? Google it? I just heard it and I was like, yo, I know this cool internet factoid. Bro, I'm sorry. Dude, does anybody here use Facebook for news these days? I keep going on this rant every time it comes up, but I legitimately open Facebook and I read something and it's just a factually inaccurate statement with 100 grown adults just telling me it's all fucking real. Like, there was a post, this is like the 50th time I've seen this, where they're saying the new Hancock movie, apparently they're making Hancock 2. That might even be real. I don't know if that's real. But they're saying that, like, they had to do rewrites on the script and reshoots because they're adding Homelander to the movie, and Will Smith is going to face off against Homelander in Hancock 2. And this fucking thing, people keep tagging me in this, like, dude, this movie's gonna be awesome. It's a completely fabricated story that, like, thousands of people on Facebook think is coming out. I don't know. There's just so much misinformation. I just got completely owned.
Ethan,
go ahead. Next question.
I'm not Frogan.
I know it's
and I don't know
I know.
why.
How can I make value judgments on my friends I've been defending for 2 years?
Also,
who can say
there is a tier list in front of me.
All my family posts AI images. Yeah, dude, the AI images were like, dude, I saw this. Somebody's like, dude, Stranger Things looks a little different, and it is the most absurd photoshopped picture of, like, current day adult Millie Bobby Brown to, like, to the point where it's just like, why are you reposting this? This is obviously not what she looks like.
And it seems like a bunch of people, both
Ben
Jewish
Shapiro and me are in the F tier.
on the Loves Sabra tier list.
You're looking at the end. I'm looking at the thumbnail, bro. I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I know, but I first of all, again, I'm making inferences about editorial decisions that other people have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point.
Sure.
Yeah, that was the image that Drake saw in his mind. Dude, Drake was looking at Millie Bobby Brown, but he got the new AI neuro implant, and that's what he was seeing.
But you know, it's a.
Are you not embarrassed by this
joke.
armpit hair? It's so cool.
Dude, what the fuck? Bro, he didn't pull up Destiny. Ethan just cuts to his armpit hair.
Cringy, bro. It's like so weird. I'm glad you changed
What the fuck are you... Dude, what is this fucking...
that
what?
finally. On a separate...
He just flashbanged us with his armpit.
No.
What?
I find it just...
Dude, that's the first what that I think Hasan has earned in this conversation. Dude, I don't know. What would you even say to that?
so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also, ironically, wearing a Rolex hat, which is like probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a free Rolex hat from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
Oh wow, who knew? So anyway, Ben Shapiro was accidentally.
I wonder how much you had to buy from your AD to get that hat for free. Like they give away wallets and stuff, but I assume that's mostly for like longtime customers or like solid gold purchases. I wonder how much money.
The F
what
tier.
does this have to do with anything? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I know
what's
it's confusing. It's very confusing for you. It's like a car crash, I'm sure.
So why do you think there's a
so
Jewish
this is
man
a cosmic
in the A
mistake.
tier
Let's move
on the tier list? If you think that it's like all about anti-Semitism and
you think?
And I think Ethan has earned a little showboating and picking here because like this is such a definitive win on this segment. Why not just layer in a couple of like ad homs?
That this is at
This is
least
blood sports, not fucking debate club.
a bad coincidence.
No, I don't.
Well,
I
that's
really don't.
fantastic.
No, I don't think it's a bad coincidence at all. I think you're trying to find with a fine-tooth comb like any incidents.
The Jewish man is crazy. He sees anti-Semitism everywhere.
A really hard time.
These are just cosmic mistakes.
I'm telling you. If you want my perspective, I'm giving it to you. I think genuinely, at a time when there is unprecedented levels
yes, I know. We can't talk about anything else. That's very convenient.
Has anybody talked about the Asians? They were getting a lot of hate a couple of years ago. I feel like everyone's forgetting the Asians. You know? How come at a time of unprecedented Palestinian hate, can we take a minute to think about the Asians?
For you.
At a time when there's unprecedented levels of out and about anti-Semitism with incredibly prominent, oftentimes right-wing conservative figureheads actively talking about Jews, okay, in deeply anti-Semitic fashion, you have lasered in on people that you can't even actually catch, quote unquote, dead to rights because they're not anti-Semitic.
I think he just kind of caught. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Keep going.
Well, they're not wearing a shirt that says "I hate Jews," but they're walking around swastikas and doing tier lists with Jews on the bottom. I mean, that's as close as you can pretty much fucking get without them just saying "I hate Jewish people."
Ethan, it seems to me like,
and I think you're acting really silly and obtuse right now. The guy who's all about microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minorities and stuff, telling a Jewish man that he's hallucinating anti-Semitism and won't even concede that this looks bad. Okay, fantastic.
No, you're hallucinating anti-Semitism in this circumstance.
Very good.
I'm not saying anti-Semitism.
It's like Frogan is on Twitter glorifying the death of Jewish civilians. Like I don't know, like how much dog whistling do I need to see here before I can start to say when they say the word Zionists, I know what they really mean.
Is not a prominent fixture of American politics.
Very good.
I actually do think that anti-Semitism has exploded in popularity in American politics, especially. So that's not my point at all. I'm saying you individually right now wish that these people were anti-Semitic. So you're trying to find anything you can hold on to.
It's really not a stretch,
But once again, none of those people are me. So I don't know why.
Let's stop with the value judgment thing. Like you can't make a decision. It sounds stupid as hell, dude.
I feel like I would push that more. If you're saying you're making these claims against people who aren't anti-Semitic, why? Like, I get the sword thing. The sword thing is an easy thing to jump back to, especially since I just talked about it. But why not say like Frogan is on Twitter, like glorifying the death of civilian Jews? And then I guess you can kind of dive into where that like conversation goes. I feel like that's stronger, right?
Sounds stupid as hell. What?
No, when you go, I can't draw. I'm not them. I mean,
is Dr. Pepper not a Coke product? Am I wrong? Is it a Pepsi product? Who is Dr. Pepper with? What side is he on? What side is Dr. Pepper on the Great Soda War?
I mean, I don't know why you're asking me what their genuine decision making.
Why would I want my
like Coca-Cola owns fucking vitamin water, dude? All big drinks are owned by other big drinks, basically.
Best friend Idubs to be anti-Semitic. Why would I want my best friend Idubs to be anti-Semitic? Why would I want that? You think I enjoy my friend?
What's the lyric? Sold a bottle. Wait. A bottle of a bottle of vitamin water is $2. Sold it to Coke, made billions. What the fuck? Yeah, because he used to sell bricks in the hood, and now he sold bottles to Coca-Cola.
Friends and people around me
can I
being
be
anti-Semitic.
Because 50 Cent owned vitamin water.
Do you want me to tell you why?
I would love.
I don't think you're gonna like the answer.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. Go ahead.
Okay, you want everyone that has criticized you to be anti-Semitic, so that it makes you feel better about your position. It's not your own personal position.
That's just gaslighting.
That you have explained to people that come across like you're using anti-Semitism as a shield to deflect criticisms against Israel.
This is
and that if they are actually out and about anti-Semites, that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable, like you won the argument in your mind, and that your community would also finally go, oh yeah, you're right. You're a permanent victim in this situation.
This is just like, I've decided that you are incorrect.
But because there's an unimaginable amount of anti-Semitism everywhere online, it comes across as shocking that you laser in on what you perceive are dog whistles when they're very clearly not even dog whistles at all. And I'll give you an example of this. Something that you did that I found very funny was you tweeted, or you don't tweet, sorry. You Instagram posted about my Theo Von podcast appearance.
Sure did.
My Theo Von podcast appearance where you were like, oh, I can't believe Theo Von didn't actually ask him about his like dangerous anti-Semitism or any number of different things in the conversation. including I think you talked about Rick Scott. Now, we did actually talk. Theo Von and I did actually talk about Rick Scott. Let's pull that clip up, I'm sure Hassan. You didn't see that. But hold on. Let me finish. But what I found very strange about that was the fact that Theo Von, and I didn't even know this at the time, the day prior to me, had actually interviewed Candace Owens. I think you and I both agree that Candace Owens is
these nuts Owens, dude.
Anti-Semite, right?
I think that he was on that 1-2 punch.
Okay.
What?
All right, that's a little aggro. I don't know.
Bow,
So,
bam.
do you think
you hit him with that anti-Semitism, boy?
No, Ethan. As
I think
your
he was on a vibe.
Co-host, as your former podcast co-host,
oh my God.
Do you think that I am anti-Semitic, one? And if I am, if you think I am, do you think I'm as anti-Semitic as Candace Owens?
Why would it matter if you're as anti-Semitic as someone? What is the implication there?
So, yes, I think you're anti-Semitic at this point. I'm comfortable saying that. Are you as anti?
Point.
Well, let me finish.
Let me finish.
You asked me. Is it like the tier list? Like who's worse?
Two questions.
And let's address
No.
what you think I'm doing that's anti-Semitic.
Hold the phone. You asked me 2 questions together.
That's a reasonable rebuttal from Hasan. I think Ethan has to pull something up.
I'm going to answer both. You said, do you think I'm anti-Semitic? After talking to you so far today, I can say unreservedly yes. I think that you are more anti-Semitic than Candace Owens? No. But I think your form of anti-Semitism is way more destructive and sinister. Candace Owens is outright. Hold on there, Hasan. This is an important question.
Do you think I'm anti-Semitic now? Because 2 days ago you said I wasn't.
I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
Your form of anti-Semitism is way more insidious because it's
covert. Some would even call you a crypto fascist.
It's silent. It's tricky. She's out there just saying what she believes, and I respect her for that. Nick Fuentes is just out there. Nobody knows that what's his stance on Israel. Mm-hmm. Candace Owens' stance on Israel. But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the oppressor, what? always everything. And by the way, you spent the first part of this debate calling me insane for.
Would it be racist to do a black and white tier list? Yes, 100% yes. The only way that you could come to the conclusion that it wouldn't be is if you think that you can't be racist to white people.
But I think most people.
Which again, maybe that's a good. Maybe Hasan could push Ethan on that because I think that he thinks that. Right? That's a position that Ethan holds.
Would perceive as blatant, obvious anti-Semitic acts.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now.
And you could obviously frame it the other way, where it would be much more insidious towards black people.
Now,
let's not worry about that.
Let's of mental sanity.
Well, we'll have time to poll the audience afterwards. So let's continue.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Going back to the Theo Von situation, and you said I'm anti-Semitic, right? Yesterday you said, or 2 days ago, in the aftermath of the Sam Seder conversation, you said I'm not anti.
Yeah, that's how it would be. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, do you think a black and white tier list could be fucking racist? Yeah, if you do the likes fried chicken segment and you use like a crazy stereotype, it absolutely could be racist. Yeah, they pick Sabra hummus because it's associated with Jews.
Anti-Semitic. So what has changed in that process? Is it this conversation that you and I had?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
Here's the clip, by the way. You accused me of not. You accused me of not mentioning that Theo Von did not ask you about Rick Scott. Let's go back and watch the clip.
Because I said I didn't say.
Bro, you literally look like the dude from Beetlejuice. That's crazy. The small head guy?
Ethan, I use my words very carefully. I said in the Instagram story that you posted. I don't watch your stream that much. I don't.
Oh my God, bro. You watch every clip that's sent to you. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. Yeah, even Ethan's just like, yo, come on, bro. Yeah, I don't really watch. Dude, it's the no bullshit defense. Nobody knows who anybody is. Nobody watches anybody's streams, but they're super knowledgeable on everything that comes up.
Oh, that's crazy. Do you see the resemblance?
Wait, what the fuck?
You're this guy from
Yo, dude, come on, bro.
Beetlejuice. Resemblance?
What?
You're this guy from Beetlejuice. In this photo, you have like the same coat and shit.
Yeah.
That's
dude, I'm fucking done. That's so good. That is so good. Holy fuck, that's a Weethan moment right there.
You are a comedian.
I sure am, buddy. I see you laughing. All right, anyway, so you accused me of misrepresenting what happened. Let's play the clip.
That was
right?
great.
$800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid that they want to cut.
I bet Dan Saltman sent him that text message. Dude, Dan Saltman loaded that photo up on his screen. That was Destiny's fucking community.
Mike Johnson goes on stage, says,
Destiny's community is obviously known for saying Hasan is a small head, dude.
Goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, oh, there's a lot of fraud happening. There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the providers.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday. Because
so you got banned. Yeah, so you just got back.
Yeah, Libs of TikTok was like posting about how I said something.
Wait, what is this?
And they misconstrued it as though it was a call to action to assassinate.
I can't. He's literally watching a clip of himself, and in the middle of it, he's like, "Wait, what? What are we watching? What is this? What's going on?"
Wait, why are you showing me this?
Well, you're saying I didn't bring.
Maybe you should just finish the clip, dude.
Bring this up, but or I'm saying that Theo didn't bring this up. He didn't. You brought it up, framed it in your own way to basically preempt a tough question.
Ethan, I said on the Instagram story that you posted about me, Dan, can you switch it back to Ethan?
Don't switch it back, Dan.
I don't work for you.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm switching it back. 1 second.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Wow, Dan actually works for Hassan Piker. Holy shit, dude. Time to attack.
I know, man.
This looks ridiculous on my
sure does,
end.
buddy.
I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, this was
and it's not just because of the video.
The post as well, but the post I was referring
He keeps soy-lighting the entire conversation. Dude, oh man. This is pretty crazy. Which is funny, dude, because it's the way that Destiny like defends his actions against like women, right? Whenever Destiny is criticized for interacting or like having a person on the stream or whatever that like later fights with him, they're crazy, they're unhinged, this is crazy, this is insane, Ethan, wow, you're completely unhinged right now. It's so funny because he's using Destiny's own tactics against Ethan in this debate.
Was make sure Theo knows how you feel about hosting a terrorist adjacent content creator, and I believe there was another post about it or something, but again,
I said I said he was irresponsible to platform you and not ask you difficult questions.
Yeah. So the question I have for you once again is like he had Candace Owens on. Like, do you feel like that's a little bit more damaging in terms of spreading potentially anti-Semitic narratives, or do you think?
Who cares? Why does one have to be better or worse than the other? If he's criticizing him platforming you, I think that's reasonable enough.
That anti-Semitism is when you feel bad personally, and that could be any number of different things that I've done in any given moment.
Yes, I think you were just as bad.
Wait, yeah, of course Ethan's going to be more angry about things that he does specifically to Ethan. Yeah, 100%. Wait, what? Wow, you care more when it's personal to you than just general okay. That's not to say that Ethan wouldn't criticize that.
That is her in your own special way, and that's why.
You
guys were hitting that same flavor.
Candace Owens,
yes,
on anti-Semitism in my own special way.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Very good.
Cool.
Very good. So let me ask you a question. Hassan, can I ask you a question?
Can you now officially not talk about like Frogan or anyone else and tell me why I'm anti-Semitic?
Which I think is a reasonable question. I think Ethan has to bring something here.
Well, we're kind of getting
2 days ago, you said I wasn't, but
I
also for a year,
you're repeating yourself.
Well, I am, because you haven't answered this question.
I have literally answered it probably 2 times. The reason that I'm saying you're anti-Semitic is because how you responded to my question at the beginning of this interview.
Ethan, for an entire year, you called me a virulent anti-Semite, a rabid anti-Semite.
Never did.
You did. You did.
You
went
not.
back and forth.
I have actually went back and checked
you on it.
I had said that you spread anti-Semitism and stuff, but I never called you an anti-Semitic. I went back and checked.
So
You're
I was
lying.
just simply spreading anti-Semitism.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difference.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Is about Habibi, not Sabra. You're conceding to the framing? Yeah, we're not conceding to anything. I don't want to even talk about the tier list anymore.
No, he conceded to the framing. He absolutely conceded to the framing. He did it on this stream, and he is now backtracking the fact that he did concede to the framing.
Stop it. Okay.
Okay, let me ask you.
Wait, is he reading the chat? Did he just get triggered by chat midstream?
Okay.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Is about Habibi, not Sabra. You're conceding to the framing?
Wait, you're in the middle of the debate and he read something from chat that made him angry. That's so funny.
Yeah, we're not conceding to anything. I don't want to even talk about the tier list anymore.
Also, we're not conceding to anything from the guy who's claiming to have like a fair like he was angling this in the beginning, like having to have a reasonable discussion here, and it's getting too hostile. And now it's like we are conceding to nothing. That will not happen throughout the course of this conversation.
Stop it. Okay.
Okay, let me ask my turn.
What a Freudian clip moment there.
Do you think it's appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
No.
Here, for example, is someone using it anti-Semitically.
It's like, can I say that Mike from PA is anti-Semitic? Is that fair? Like, if you disagree that Hasan is anti-Semitic, can you say that Mike from PA is anti-Semitic? I don't know if you saw the intro clip from the most recent live stream that we did. I will pull it up in 2 seconds here. I gotta murder this guy really fast in Minecraft. Okay, here. Okay. Like, look at the clip from the most recent Mike from PA video that I posted. It starts off with him saying that somebody is working for the ADL, not the ADL, that he's a CIA agent because he realizes the guy is Jewish in the middle of the call.
On Instagram and YouTube.
When we looked at material that's sensitive to the Chinese Communist Party, these materials were significantly, inexplicably underrepresented on the platform.
The CCP were underrepresented.
Wow, this guy's totally not a CIA agent, guys. This guy's not a CIA agent. I'm sure this guy has never worked in American intelligence and is not just literally pushing like this is so standard. Joel Finkelstein, guys, he's definitely doesn't. Oh man, he's.
Look at that! Look at the shit-eating grin when he reads the guy's Jewish name. Holy fuck, dude! Am I allowed to say that about Mike from PA? Is that allowed?
Saying that Ethan Klein and ADL in unison.
Hassan, let me finish. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy.
Yes, I do. I do think that that's
you're getting ahead of yourself,
man. That's a valid thing to not only speculate, but also I stand on that for sure.
Hassan, I'm getting there. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy. Here's an example of it being used in an anti-Semitic way. I'm sure you'll agree. Timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you in the ADL.
What is this?
Who the fuck is this shirtless guy? What is happening?
Hey, this is your fan who ran up on me on Rodeo.
Oh.
Who the fuck is this guy? My fan?
Yeah.
This
you remember?
Wait, is this the?
I'm actually 1-to-1 with Hasan right now. Is this the reference from the content nuke video?
Is this?
Also, somebody sent me a donation and it's THB. I don't know what THB. Oh, it's Drew is sharing. What the fuck is that currency, dude? My girlfriend watches all the time, so I'm just donating to shout out to her. Love you. Thank you.
The guy?
Yeah, you remember.
Wait. No. This is the guy that you claimed was my fan, right? He was calling me the fucking
I mean, there's a clip of being like, yo, I love this dude. Anyway, who cares if he's your fan or not?
No.
I think you kind of do. That's you. I think I have to. I have to give points here. You did just open this with that.
No. Hold on.
No.
You brought this dude
It doesn't
up.
matter. I'm showing him as an example.
No, it's not the point. Okay, but you can't say, hey, look at this, and then he goes, it's not the case, and then you go, who cares? Because that's exactly what Hasan has been doing throughout the entire conversation. As soon as anything is like bad for Hasan, his next line is who cares? So I think it's a critique that you can make.
You brought this dude up. It does matter. It
okay,
does
fine.
matter.
He's not a fan. I don't care.
You brought him up. Wait, what do you mean you don't care?
All right, but Ethan concedes.
If I brought him up, Hasan, let me finish my point.
He's not a fan of mine.
Why
did you make it seem like that person was a fan of mine then?
Let me get to there, okay? You asked me.
No,
it's my turn to ask a question. Just because I brought him up doesn't give you the space to interject.
Is it because he rolled up to me
and
tried to fucking clout farm? Is that why?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
No, I think Hasan has an argument here. I think he does. I think that this is a fair argument.
Disturbed by his presence?
Hasan, I think you know where I'm going, and I think you're scared. Yeah,
can you answer the question? Why did you falsely claim that this fucking random dude who does
he
not
loves
like
you, that you're
me
his favorite
is a
person in the
fan
world?
of
What do you
mine?
mean?
I think Ethan made a mistake with that. I think he didn't have enough information on who the guy was. I think you could like the same things that you could say that make him like a fan of Hasan Piker, you could find clips that you could say the exact opposite. I don't think I think the record's out on that one.
Didn't wait.
All right, Hasan, here you go, buddy.
Here
we go. You wanted it, I've got it.
Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty,
I love you.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro.
I love you, bro.
You're like my girl.
You're my.
Like, I'm pretty sure, didn't we just come around to the fact that this guy's kind of a clout demon? I think that was like that was kind of the assumption that we got here.
You're the GOAT.
He acted like a fan. Yeah, but if you acted like a fan, that's not exactly the same as being a fan. Because the other guys, like, I think Frogan and Denims and them eventually dug up a clip of him not even really knowing who Hasan was, finding out how many people he was streaming to, and then coming up. That's what I saw.
You're the coolest guy in the world, bro.
The guy had tweeted he's a fan, but didn't he also tweet, like, well, that was after the fact, wasn't it? He is a fan. All right. We'll see.
Wow, how crazy.
I'm happy to correct it later. We'll see.
I'm fucking. Is this another hysterical delusion?
Yes, it is, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Because
wow, dude, I love you. You're the GOAT, bro.
We spent a good deal of our time in the encampment. If you watch the unedited full live stream, we spent a good deal of the entirety of the encampment running away from him because he kept trying to ask me dumbass fucking questions.
Okay, but that's got nothing to do with he's a fan.
Listen, for his own dumbass podcast.
You're derailing this, and I need to.
I'm not derailing it.
You
it's
absolutely
not called derailing when I'm telling you I was there and I'm telling you the situation.
Very good.
You are nefariously making it seem as though this person is a massive fan of mine.
Do I need to play the clip again?
He was just trying to cloud chase.
I'll play it again. You know, I'm fucked.
You can play that clip again.
Oh my God!
Here, I'll add subtitles.
Can I give you a hug?
Can you play the clip where he openly admits he doesn't know who I am and asks people around? Because that also.
All right, it doesn't matter if he's a fan or not. Okay, but it does kind of matter if you're making the claim. I do think it matters in some regard. Even if he has a larger point that's related, I think that you are allowed to push back if that's not actually the case.
You're my hero, bro. I love you.
You're the coolest guy in the world.
You're the coolest guy in the world.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one.
I think I look gay in that one.
3, 2,
Ethan.
Yes, sir.
Ethan.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
If you think he was a fan of mine, why'd you call him a Sneeko fan when you interviewed him?
Because he's both. I mean, surely there's crossover.
So there's a crossover.
Do I need to play the video again?
Okay,
I'll do it.
I mean, there's probably crossover between recent Hasan and Nick Fuentes, so I think that's a reasonable one too.
Again, fuck it.
My producer and my camera op, March. My producer and my camera op, March.
I'm so sweaty, bro.
There.
I'm so sweaty.
And he's in the chat right now.
You're my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy.
Yeah, and this is kind of rich too. You brought up a good point there. This is the guy who accuses every single person of being in bed with Destiny, who's literally lied about me defending Destiny in his recent allegations and stuff like that. He is the guilt by association guy, acting super offended here because this guy wasn't as close of a fan as Ethan portrayed initially in the video. It doesn't make the content, it doesn't make it right if he's not a fan, obviously, but it sounds kind of rich coming from Hasan.
Hold on, I think I look gay.
Listen, he might not be a fan, but you can't accuse me of being delusional for saying that.
You are delusional.
Okay, very good. I'm delusional. Let me get to my point, please. I mean, I'm not even.
And again, he makes the concession. Ethan makes the concession and moves.
I'm not even asking you to endorse this guy. I'm just simply showing you.
I don't endorse him.
I know you
and
don't.
He's not a fan of mine. So why did you claim that he was a fan of mine? Because he fucking
I'll play it again.
chased.
I mean, I feel like we're running in circles, but I'll play the clip again.
Palestinian encampment? That's why? That's all it takes for you?
No, it was when he said, "You're the GOAT. You're my hero. I love you."
He didn't.
Well, Alex said that I'm the GOAT.
Didn't know who I was. He was just saying that so he could fucking ask for an
literally
interview for his
recognized
podcast,
you.
for his POA podcast.
Okay, who cares? I don't care. So let me move
now
on.
You don't
do you
care.
want to talk about this for 2 hours, or do you want to actually have a conversation?
Like this is wait, well, hold on. You can't just say you don't care all of a sudden when you look like a fucking asshole for falsely claiming that some random person who stalked you is a fan of mine. You said he was a fan of mine in...
He stated that he was a fan of Hasan, but it went unmentioned in the conversation. Okay, Smaggle.
I believe in,
I lied,
in one of your videos.
I lied about him being a fan.
Of mine, and I was sending her out.
I just remember, and I don't have access to it, and if somebody does, or if they show it, I would appreciate it. I remember him saying, like, oh, Hasan is streaming, and then them, like, him not really realizing who Hasan was, and then hearing the number of views and his eyes lighting up. That was the clip that I had seen.
I concede. Yes, very good.
Don't you think that's a big point of contention? Don't you feel like this is a big point of contention?
I concede. I want to show you an example of.
Do you see my side of this though?
I think no. You're being dishonest.
A random Sneeko fan comes up.
For reference, the guy said after the fact that he used to be a Hasan fan, but because he supports trans people, and this guy is transphobic.
To me,
a random Hasan fan comes up to you,
and you, wants the clout chase, and you turn around and you say that he is a fan of mine to prove a point, to make a false point to imply that I'm sending people to harass you.
That's not what I implied.
Like that's appropriate?
That's a total lie. I have never accused you of anything of the sort. That is an outright horrific.
You did not imply that this person that was a fan of mine
yes,
was
I did.
actually harassing you.
Yes. When's it? Now, that's a big logical leap, Hassan, from he's a fan of yours to you're sending people to harass me. That's fucking insane. And by the way, I mean, you are a liar. You know that, right?
Did he not harass you?
Bro, what are you talking about? Did you send him? Did you send him to harass me? No.
Did he harass you and then you imply in your video?
Yeah, I think this point is a loss.
He was a fan of mine.
Go ahead. When you're done, I'll wait.
Leading the audience to believe. Here, we have a clip, by the way, Dan, if you want to play.
Oh, okay, they have the clip.
This supposed fan of mine, since you guys are playing clips over there.
By the way, this was a while ago. He turned on you when he saw that you support trans rights. I know. He spoke ill of you.
No. Even before he actually
who cares?
meets me.
I'm not even mad. I don't care about this guy.
No, well, seemingly you care enough about it that you brought him up here and you used him.
You didn't even let me explain why I'm showing it.
You used him in the past to act like I was sending
hate
your way.
Bro, you're terrified because you know where this is going.
I have no idea where this is going. This has been a journey.
Well, how about you let me fucking speak and then we can figure out. We can take the journey together.
Can you play this clip though?
So this clip is just an example. Not that you're endorsing him. Not that he's a fan.
Can you play? Dan, I sent you a clip.
I passed it along. It's out of my hands.
Okay, this is the clip I'm expecting. Just move up for it. This is what I was talking about before earlier. Let me know if you think that this is ridiculous.
Is that it? Hey, I could,
Pothead or pot man. Is that it?
Hey, I could be on. Are you guys doing interviews? I'm Palestinian. I know I look Jewish.
He doesn't. Oh no, we're just streaming.
Israeli. I look like Israeli.
We're just the guy. Normally the answer would be yes, but he's busy right now.
What are you guys doing?
They're not there.
We're just streaming.
It's live stream. Oh, live streaming?
Yeah.
Dude.
You're not even in this clip, bro. What are you talking about? You're not even present.
Later.
You're out. What? You're out playing with swastika swords or something. You're not even in this clip.
Dude, why? Chat. I think he's showing.
Okay.
That side.
Do they not show it? Do they not show it? Hold on. What is this clip called? As Hassan Abi, April 25th, 2024. Where this guy is.
We're just the guy. Normally the answer would be yes, but he's busy right now.
What are you guys doing? What kind of content?
We're just streaming.
It's live stream. Oh, live streaming?
Yeah.
Dude. Twitter, bro. You guys on Twitter?
Yeah.
That shit, you get viral there sometimes or no?
Sure.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just like,
I'm
a content creator too, bro.
Sure.
I do content.
Sick.
I'm trying to make content, but I don't know, I don't know what to do.
Where does he talk about Hasan? I'm pretty sure he talks about Hasan.
So you're just literally live right now?
Yeah. Yes.
How many viewers?
A couple.
A few?
Yeah.
Like what, 30?
Probably more than 30.
Really?
Yeah, I would say more than 30. Yeah.
Dude, guys, my YouTube channel is @datingandmoney. Please subscribe. @datingandmoney. I talk about Palestine.
@dating and money. I forgot that was the name of his fucking channel.
Yeah.
Dating and money.
I talk about Palestine on there.
Okay, hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to find his son. Okay. Where is this guy?
Where'd he go? Yeah. But yeah, just type in and then dating and money, guys. I only have 1,000 subs. I'm about to get monetized right now.
There you go. All right. Good luck, King.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I thought he talked about Hasan. Maybe I'm incorrect. I wanted to make sure, but while I was talking about this, I thought he said like Hasan and he wasn't really sure who he was. And then he just started shilling his YouTube channel, thinking that the guy had like 30 views. I might be wrong about that then. I wanted it up there so I didn't have to. Yeah.
The clip. Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't bring up Hasan. You're correct.
Yeah. He's
it's really
showing the clip.
okay.
That is the first introduction of this character onto the broadcast, and he doesn't know who the fuck I am. He just sees cameras and goes, "Oh, I would like to do interviews with this person who is famous." It seems that was the whole point. The reason why I showed you that is because he was never a fucking fan. And then when he saw the full extent of my viewpoints, he started calling me the F slur. He's a Sneeko fan.
Hasan, in that clip, he doesn't see you. You're not there.
Yeah.
Ethan, he is a clout chaser.
But does he know? But does he even know whose stream it is? Does he know we're here for the Hasan Piker conversation? Has he looked at Hasan Piker and realized who it is, or is he asking two people who are holding a camera who are not Hasan Piker? I guess.
Fine, bro. I don't care. Who cares? Let me ask you a question.
I do care.
The implication was that he didn't know him from his question. Yeah, but if they never present who Hasan Piker is, then I don't know if Hasan can use that as a definitive answer.
Because
okay, very good.
I do care because you have made an.
Because look, I mean, like, if I walked up to a random fucking two people holding a camera at an event, and I came up to them and I said, hey, what is this? You guys streaming to like 15, 30 people? I got a YouTube channel too. That's super cool. And I didn't know this was an event for Mudahar, right? Oh, I know who Mudahar is. If you said who Mudahar was, I would know who Mudahar is. But I just see two people holding a camera.
The inference.
Oh my God,
erroneous.
Dude. You are dragging your feet on this topic, bro. It's getting ridiculous. Can we please move on?
That is ridiculous.
This clip you sent didn't prove me wrong at all. You're not there.
The camera is well known for Hassan and the Heart. We don't know if this is a hardcore fan. I'm sure out of the fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of Hassan fans, probably 10% of them are identifying the faces of the fucking cameramen. I've watched a ton of Hassan. I don't know what his cameramen look like.
And you were never there, Hassan. Okay, let's continue.
I mean, we've been covering all this Ethan stuff. A couple of weeks ago, some other guy was on this like, I don't know, there was some other dude. I don't even remember his name. He just showed up on the podcast. They just cycled between like Dan and fucking AB, and then there was just some other guy there. And I've watched tons of content. I'd never seen him before. I think it got posted on the subreddit. They're like, oh God, more people are finding out about like the secret employee.
You please.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Nate,
okay.
Yeah, Nate. I had no idea who Nate was. I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
So this is an example of someone who I think is anti-Semitic. You probably agree with me on that, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. He's not a fan of yours.
I think, no. I think that guy.
Yeah.
That, I mean, from what I've seen, any number of different things I've seen from that dude, I think he's like a right-wing dating coach or something.
Yeah, he is. Dating Money 101, baby. Like and sub. All right, so here he is using the ADL. He accuses me of being in the ADL, and I'll play it. Operation?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're arguing that this crazy Hassan fan accused you of being in the ADL, and then like recently you were accused of being in the ADL by people. Okay.
I heard you survived it, and I heard you survived the Holocaust.
That timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you're in the ADL, bro.
The ADL? No, I'm not. All right, so he says, I heard you're in the ADL, bro, which like obviously is, you know, I perceive that as anti-Semitic.
I don't think you're in the ADL, Ethan, if that's what you're going to say.
Well, you said, and I'll quote a tweet that you made. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You said, I'll quote, he worked with the ADL to make Zionists a protected...
Which is something that Frogan has repeated. So most of this group thinks that Ethan's worked directly with the ADL to target him.
...class on Twitch. Now, that is an outright lie.
I don't think it's an outright lie.
I worked with the ADL.
Took credit over it, didn't you?
Sorry. I worked with the ADL. What does that mean?
Yeah, as in like worked alongside. I don't think you're in the ADL.
Oh, that's what you meant when you said I worked with the ADL.
Wait,
I worked beside them.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, isn't it... Hold on. So, the IDF is a terrorist organization, and Gila Klein worked for the IDF. So that makes her a terrorist from Hassan's perspective. But he's not accusing Ethan of being part of the ADL when he's working for the ADL. Like
just incidentally together.
Okay.
You didn't
like
mean
he's
that
literally working with ADL on this.
I worked with them privately to get people banned. Of course not.
No, I do think that.
Didn't you say you choose your words very carefully?
Alongside the ADL.
You just told me briefly ago, you choose your words very carefully, Hassan.
Not always. I am famously...
Okay, we're walking that back. Sometimes I speak out the side of my mouth when I say you work with the ADL. So. Here you are again repeating the lie with Steiny on video. Go ahead. You had time
constantly come after me when his knows I'm not anti-Semitic and making these inferences that I am and like partnering with like the ADL and
okay, now it's partnering with the ADL. Okay, I see this. I think the initial point, I think Ethan played a little fast and loose with like, this is a Hassan fan. Look what Hassan fans do. But I think this is a fair rebuttal.
Partnering with the ADL. You want to unpack that one there, buddy?
Yeah. Again, partnering with the ADL. That is precisely what took place.
I have never spoken to the ADL, so what does that mean?
I'm not saying you directed the ADL
Do you know
to take
how
action.
silly you
Well, actually,
look?
you know what? I am kind of saying that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I am implying that you directed...
So he sat here. He sat here and denied this, denied it. Went, oh, you know what? Actually, that's a based position. Actually, it would be based for me to be doing that. Yeah, you know what? I am saying that. Okay, why did you like run me around in a circle then for like 20 minutes, my guy?
ADL to take action.
Well, that's
prominent.
That's a defamatory.
Yeah, it's like I lied, but it's based, so it's okay.
Claim that has zero proof. And frankly, it sounds a little Jewish conspiratorial.
If I thought that you worked for the ADL, I wouldn't have
I've
said
not
you worked
spoken
with
to the ADL.
I would have said you worked for the ADL. Now, what's interesting to me, of course,
Hassan,
about this is that
I
you
do
have
not
taken
work with the
credit
ADL
for these bans.
Hassan, I do not work with the ADL.
You were a part of the mass smear campaign.
Does that mean I worked with the ADL because I criticized the event? I criticized the Twitch panel, therefore Nick DeOrio, ADL, like super soldier? What is the argument here? If anybody criticizes the same people as the ADL, that means I work directly with the ADL?
Not working with the ADL. Would you say that,
falsely
I got nothing to do with the
that this-
ADL. Blame Frogan for doing a racist fucking panel at TwitchCon that became a viral story
That wasn't
independent
a
of me.
panel, Ethan. Just like
Yeah, it
cracker
was.
is not an anti-white term,
Okay,
except public pressure clearly works on Twitch, and they make erroneous bans when they don't want people coming after them.
Here's
Twitch
Frogan
has
repeating the same lie that she heard from
public
you.
pressure
The
on
act
numerous
together for the
instances.
last
This is
year
what she
and a half,
learned from
doing
you.
everything in your power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitch because I made a
So
joke.
she said I weaponized the ADL. You said I
Sorry,
partnered
guys. I want you guys to know that it wasn't like a manji or a swastika thing. That wasn't like anti-Jew or whatever, or a Jewish reference. That was the Kirby Airride soundtrack, just to be clear. I played it in this specific context for no reason at all whatsoever. And if you make any sort of assumptions based on that, I'm going to say that you're completely unhinged. Just to be clear, all right?
the ADL. You said I worked with the ADL,
Yes.
but you didn't mean that I spoke to them.
Yeah, that had nothing
you
to do
just
with
meant
Jews.
that we were
I know,
magically
I understand,
skipping along.
I understand where you're coming from and where you could be misconstrued, but you're actually mentally unhinged if you think this has anything to do with Jews and the way I played it.
And happen to just, without even seeing each other, just working together in perfect harmony and love. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you're
Oh,
implying
you
that
thought
I
that
worked
Ethan
direct-
just started playing the Kirby Airride song? That would be kind of based if that was his fucking... Imagine if he's like arguing over the swastika sword and he starts playing the Kirby Airride Jewish music and then Hasan goes, why are you playing Jew music or something? And then Ethan turns around and goes, this is Kirby Airride music. What are you talking about? You're unhinged. You're going crazy, Hasan. What's wrong with you? Why would you... Dude, it's literally Kirby Airride music.
directly with them on this.
No, I don't. I don't
Okay,
think
well,
worked
you doubled
directly
down
with
on
them.
it. You said that you do believe
That
that,
would
and I
be
just want to let you know
dude,
that
would
is
be
a
such a funny way to win that combo. Holy shit.
No, I don't think you
that
directly
is a-
work with them. I think your goals are aligned on this. Yes, and
That, but then
you're
for Mr. Precise Words, say that. Don't say you're partnered with
Cecil.
the ADL. Do you understand?
Cecil! Dude, every time I see Cecil McFly, I'm like, Cecil! I need you, Cecil!
You said partnered with the ADL. Me, a Jewish man, you accuse without any evidence at all of being partnered with the ADL.
Ethan,
You're now
you
trying to
admitted
rewrite
you-
history and
you
say, I
admitted
said
that
you
you
were
got the
working
streamers
besides
banned. You
them.
took
You
ownership
are a
over it.
liar.
What are you talking
You
about?
are a virulent fucking liar.
Is this a reference? Yeah. Look up the sea salt meme, dude.
Ethan, did you or did you not take ownership over the bans?
Are you sure? Did you take ownership over the bans, dude? I can't.
I think
This is like, dude,
yeah, I might
what
have.
a loser point. Yeah, you're one of the loudest voices critiquing something, and then Twitch eventually took action. How does that mean you're working with the ADL?
Does that mean that I'm working with the ADL?
Ethan?
Hey, Hasan, can I...
If Nick Fuentes comes out and condemns Creator Clash, am I working with Nick Fuentes? Are we like soldiers in arms?
ask you a question? Are you working with the Neo-Nazi Party of America? Because they're...
Are you? Oh, okay. No, fuck that, dude. My question is, oh, so when Bad Empanada was attacking my family and CPS came to my house, are you working with Bad Empanada? Are you working? Oh, wow. Crazy. It seems like you and Bad Empanada have a lot of points in common. Are you working with Bad Empanada? The answer for that question is yes, but...
also anti-Zionist. No, seriously. Are you working with the Neo-Nazi Group of America who's also anti-Zionist?
Ethan,
do you
have
work
I
with them?
ever taken
Are you
credit?
affiliated with them? Are you
Have I ever
partnered?
taken
Are you
credit
partnered
for
with
an
neo-Nazis?
anti-Semitic
Or
incident
or
that the
do you guys
neo-Nazi-
happen to have the same
Okay,
goal
wait, no,
and
I
are
have a question for
completely
you.
related? Yeah.
Here's a parallel for you. Have I taken credit
Ugh,
for
Jesus, man.
a neo-Nazi anti-Semitic incident that took place? Because if the answer is yes, if neo-Nazis
Swastika sword, baby.
actually engaged in an action, neo-Nazis actually, not like your fucking hallucinations, something that we all agree. Like neo-Nazis did an anti-Semitic incident and I took credit for it and I said, this is awesome. I'm glad that it happened. I made numerous videos so that they would do this. Yes,
I was
you
on
would
the
be
tier list,
valid
bro.
in saying that.
It was literally targeting me. I was on the tier list. Why wouldn't I respond?
Considering, Ethan,
I don't have to be
Ethan,
a member of ADL to respond to someone harassing me. Are you
Listen
fucking
to my words,
dumb? Please
listen to my words.
I'm trying, but
Okay?
it's just fucking
Listen
lies
to my
and
words.
filth and like empty
True.
air.
From your perspective,
At any point in this combo, does Ethan just start screaming, "Wake up, Hassan! Wake up!"
association as a 10
Dude, if I got any point in on Hassan in the middle of this thing and I'm Ethan, I would just start peppering, "Wake up, Hassan! Wake up! Wake up! It's time for the debate, Hassan! Wake up!"
year fighter of anti-Semitism. My association from your perspective with anti-Semitism is like something that is so laughable that I don't even know how to describe. Like you're like, oh, it's a swastika sword, but then you admit that it's not a swastika sword. That's how loose this
It
association
looks like
is.
a-
But on the other hand, I can't say that you have worked alongside
That's
the
not what you said.
ADL in getting
You said I'm
streamers
partnered
banned.
with.
That's
Partnered
anti-Semitic?
with. You are
took
lying.
credit
You are
for it, my
rewriting.
man.
You are not taking accountability. You said I'm partnered with the ADL.
Ethan, I can't
Do
take
you
accountability
think-
for your
Hassan,
hallucinations.
do you
Okay. They pulled a clip up of you saying it. What are you talking about?
You think that the normal, reasonable person watching that will infer that we were just coincidentally working the same, or that I was working directly with them?
What do you think?
What
a
do you
reasonable
think the
person
average person
infer
would
when you
conclude
take
from
credit
saying
for the
I'm
bans?
partnered with the ADL?
What do you think a normal, reasonable person would infer when they hear you,
Bro, you are
Ethan
literally
Klein,
gaslighting me.
make
It's
numerous
so
videos
obvious what you
demanding
meant.
the bans of Twitch streamers, and then after they are banned, you say, "I'm glad that they got banned. I take credit for it."
I don't think that it would be that you worked with the ADL to make it happen. I'm sorry. I don't see the point A to point B there. That's kind of fucking ridiculous.
What would a normal, reasonable person
I was
infer
on the
from
tier
that?
list, dude.
This is like a horrible argument from Hassan.
I was responding to them. It wasn't like a fucking like. It wasn't like I went out of my way to get them banned. I responded to them. I was on the tier list. There's been now 3 instances, I think, of, in my opinion, very credible accusations of anti-Semitism. You've accused me of hallucinating all 3 now, which is very convenient.
No,
and also,
because they're not credible. We are not in agreement. These are not credible allegations of anti-Semitism. These are hysterical hallucinations of a person who desperately wants all of his critics to be anti-Semites so he can
I'm
feel
so
comfortable
glad this is on record.
in the unique position that he has created for himself.
Yeah, it's just gaslighting at this
I'm
point.
so glad this is on
There's
record.
not really much to say here.
So you think?
Yeah,
that,
I'm glad you. Yes.
So you think that the
Fuck.
You think a reasonable person would hear you say, "He's."
You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. It sounds like Destiny just got into another fight with some woman he had sex with. That's like the biggest takeaway that I have here. Every time Hasan has like a fucking response, it sounds like Destiny doing a press conference on which orbiter he has to cut out next.
Partnered with the ADL and not think that I was working directly with them?
I think a reasonable person will hear your own words and think that you probably worked directly inside of the
Have I ever
ADL.
mentioned the
I didn't
ADL?
even make that inference.
Have I ever mentioned the ADL?
You took credit.
Did I
for
ever mention the
ban.
ADL, Hassan? Answer the question.
It doesn't matter. You took credit for the ban that the ADL pressured.
Okay, here we go. My question to you is: do you have any evidence that the ADL was the reason why Twitch made the decision? It very well could be the case, but what is the evidence that the ADL directly was the reason for the ban? That seems just like it's also based off of your inference. What if it was just general public pressure that did it? This is such a loose talking point. Twitch didn't make a statement saying due to the pressure of the ADL.
Do I ever mention the ADL in my entire fucking career?
It's such a, this is the narrative here. Ethan Klein is working with the ADL because the ADL made content that obviously pressured the Twitch to remove these people. That's based off the fact that we have to assume the ADL is directly responsible. And then we have to also afford charitability to Hasan here that the ADL wouldn't have covered this unless Ethan was slamming them or whatever. And we have to remove all other public pressure and voices that are speaking out, even though there are massive tweets by Drama Alert. There are massive tweets being shared from other large-scale creators. It's like a huge story that everyone was covering.
Actually, I mentioned them once, but I didn't even know what they were, frankly, if you have the thing. It was even...
You don't know what the ADL is? Anti-Defamation League, but they're mostly focusing on, like... I noticed that the ADL is mostly Jewish-related things.
Did I ever...
Yeah, it's a clip where you are saying, I did that shit. I'll fucking take credit for it. You know who did that shit?
They were Twitch staff members in Hassan's chat while he was debating Ethan. Is it that much of a stretch to assume that Hassan might know why his friends got banned? Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not even making the allegation, so why would I afford him that? He could say, hey, look, I talked to people at Twitch. The ADL has pressured us to do this, which would be nuclear if he admits it, because it would harm Twitch that way. But I don't think you get to just say stuff like that because you've talked to somebody on the inside, and I don't know what that really necessarily means to me, because we don't know if those Twitch staff employees would even know those answers.
ADL did. You are taking...
Again, like that's so much more inferencing based off information that is unverifiable.
Taking credit for something that the ADL did. I'm not even making that inference.
Well,
You're
they attacked me.
Which one do you think? What do you think the average person would think in this situation when you are saying that you did that shit? And it's the ADL's pressure that caused these people to be banned for such
I
a
was
ridiculous,
being silly. I don't care. Listen,
not anti-Semitic thing at all.
I was being silly. They attacked me. I responded. Do I know?
I know
who?
Silly.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. Well, all right. I guess we can move on.
Do I think I got?
What does that even mean?
Them banned? I don't know. Who knows? You know. I think that
I was being silly. It's just a stupid answer. Yeah, I pressured them. They got banned. Good shit. That doesn't mean that you're definitively working alongside the ADL with like knowledge or whatever. Like there's no gay ops being run with Ethan, and there's no evidence that there are gay ops running right now between Ethan and the ADL.
Yeah, you got a Jewish content creator alongside multiple Arab content creators banned off the platform for 30 days.
There's a reason they call him token.
No, and nobody got them banned. This is Frogan level logic. They got banned because they did stupid shit. It took the entire internet condemning Twitch for them to then ban somebody and hold somebody accountable for the standards that everyone else in the site are having right now. You can't ignore the fact that they've received significant special treatment and that people are more mad that they're not being policed the same way as everybody else. Okay, that's what the actual major issue is here. Oh, you got a Jewish and an Israeli group of streamers banned or whatever. It's like, no, they got themselves banned, and Twitch was unfortunately forced to actually apply the TOS evenly here for one instance when everybody else doesn't get shit. Like Hasan has still not been banned for platforming terrorists. Hasan has still not been banned for glorifying terrorism. Hasan has still not been banned for the fucking musical people comment or the fucking hijacking video or any of that stuff. Frogan was never banned for the comment about what do they call it? Veterans or whatever, even though it's explicitly a protected class by Twitch's own admission on their own terms of service. Okay, these guys are not getting held accountable. The only one that was Mike from PA because he made explicit death threats. Okay, and they had to ban him for that reason. That one also went viral.
The ADL actually reacted.
You spend time being...
Are you kidding me? No way! Bro, it's literally red panty night. Are you telling me? Is that real? Is that real? Is that real?
What?
Dude, Ian just dropped Content Deputy H3H3. Another 30-minute video, chat. No way. No way, dude. Oh, this is amazing. All right, we're going to finish the debate. And then we are going to go. I'm going to just keep going. We're just going to keep streaming. The stream's never going to end. I'm going to cover the full debate. Okay, we're an hour and 21 into the 5-hour debate. And then after this, we're going to be watching the new Content Deputy video. You've heard it here first, dude. Holy shit. Wow. Hey, Tommy, I think it's coming out. Hey, all the people who asked me, yeah, I think it's coming out.
Talking, you're going to get spent.
But it was just silly.
Holy shit,
you know,
dude.
fuck 'em,
You want to
right?
cash in on your Jewish friends anymore, or can we move on?
Am I what?
Would you like to cash in on your Jewish friends more, or can we move on?
Cash in on my Jewish friends.
That's right.
You know, wait, it's interesting. I'm looking at the description here. The top line says Creator Clash. And then I look through here and there's a shitload of mentions. Oh no! Oh no, chat! Oh god! I am so ready for this later. Hold on. Can we get like a little... Oh, dude, come on, bro. I want to scroll through. I want to do a quick scroll. Oh, this is amazing. This is gonna be awesome content. Holy shit! All right, let's keep
Jewish
going.
people that aren't anti-Zionists.
The only spoiler is that he's still not wearing the cop outfit. He's still not wearing the cop outfit. He got to film an entire another video and call it Content Deputy or whatever, and he's still not wearing the cop outfit in the fucking video.
Who?
I'm not going to review. I don't want to. They're normies.
Okay.
I don't want to dox them.
You're lying. You're
No, I'm
surrounded.
not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
are.
lying.
You're absolutely lying.
Dog, I live in West Hollywood. You think I'm not around Zionist Jews? What are you talking about?
Do you pass Jews on the street? Yes. Are you friends with?
No, I'm friends. Yes.
Okay.
I
Very good.
am.
I don't believe you.
And they've treated me with much more dignity than you have, as a matter of fact.
Damn, dude, Hassan's got Jewish friends? Fuck, bro. Dude, I lost it. I thought I could have sworn he was like giga anti-Semite or whatever, but he actually has Jewish friends, dude. Fuck.
They're not on the receiving end of an insane fucking harassment
I can have a more normal
campaign.
The stream's never ending tonight. I'm gonna be with you forever, dude.
Why wouldn't they?
Let's just say Mama Max Monday, because there's no fucking way.
Seemingly.
I'm gonna end stream, take a nap, wake up, and start stream. No, I'll probably do Monday.
All right, so you think that
They would most likely
just to
laugh
recap
at all of this.
Just to recap here, so we can move on. I mean, did the random Zionist Jews that are treated you so kindly, did they have CPS show up to their house or skulls sent to their house?
Ethan, I didn't do that.
Ethan.
I didn't say you did that.
I don't know why you're bringing that up.
I know you don't,
It
but you're
has
acting
nothing to do with me.
Part
I'm not
of your
in
shtick,
support of
Hassan,
that.
is acting obtuse when you're caught.
You know what the big takeaway here is? He's arguing that like this is just like one individual fan or whatever, and that whole argument is happening right now. But you can't deny the fact that a significant portion of the H3 Snark people are like obviously Hassan fans that are engaging in the new H3 Snark subreddit. Not historically, but more recently, absolutely. And what are you going to make? The same argument like, oh, all of these people have joined Hamas because of the Israeli treatment or whatever. Therefore, like every time a new Hamas leader is killed, another young Palestinian will rise the ranks or whatever. It's like every time you've destroyed one H3 Snark subreddit, another one will rise up. And like I mean, they're posting Hassan fan cams and stuff. You go look at their post history; they're cross-posting to different subreddits. You can draw a significant parallel to the harassment that Ethan's receiving coming from that specific community.
Okay, all right. You.
And again, it only matters. This only matters how much that you like put stock into how a creator is responsible for their own audience, and how much they're supposed to police it and what they can actually do. Unfortunately for them, Hassan seems to be much more in the camp that like people need to moderate their audiences more historically based off of his other conversations. Whereas I don't necessarily believe that.
You've dominated the conversation so far. I think we should get back to some stuff that
I agree. Let's just summarize.
No. Look, can we just get back to Israel Palestine,
it's
please?
very quick.
Like you
I
see
just
the
want to put a cap
genocide.
on this. Just a cap.
And making these
you're doing the
inferences
thing that I'm
am
so
and,
critical of you on.
Partnering
okay?
with like the ADL and
You says so. Just to put a cap on this, and we'll move on. You said I am quote partnered with the.
Yeah, I heard this. All right, Smaggle, we'll take a look at it. I was told that like there's a chance that Ian and Anisa could drop from Creator Clash. I'm hearing they've just done that. We'll get to there.
ADL, which you now claim
that was another part of the stuff.
Just you didn't mean that I was working with them. You mean that we had the same goal. Okay, very good. We'll see how that plays.
All right. You know what we're going to do? Let's finish this segment. We'll cut it here. When we start the Destiny segment, I'll pause. We'll watch content. We'll watch the Content Deputy, and then we'll come back and we'll finish this debate. That way, it gives me a good cut section that I can upload for a VOD, and then we can also then clean cut into the next thing. Then we'll come back.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay.
So we've got in terms of reaction time, we've got 5 minutes remaining, so it'll be about 10 minutes from now. Go ahead, tweet out that we're doing it. That would be very appreciated, because I'm not going to really have... I'll put one out, but let people know.
You okay?
It's interesting because you're currently doing the thing that I'm criticizing you on, where you are looking at a situation that you recognize is a genocide, and your only consideration and your only concern...
That's not my only concern. I care about multiple things, my friend.
Yes, you can, but these are really stupid things to care about, Ethan.
I mean, that's easy for you to say. You're the one being accused of it. Let's just let's ask the accused how serious their crime is. Fucking brilliant. O.J. Simpson, do you think that this is a serious court case?
Do you think that
no, I don't.
Well, fucking
there it is. Let's let him free.
You think that the Sabra hummus is
Wait,
shit here?
Is that true? Dude, fuck, bro. Are you saying that I'm in the content? I'm in a fucking content cop? Wait, is that real? Wait, I make an appearance in a fucking content cop. That's crazy, dude. Oh god, I can't wait.
It's akin to O.J. Simpson killing someone.
No, obviously not. You're being obtuse
Then why
again.
are you bringing up stupid fucking
Because you're
parallels?
You are saying that the accused, right, can dictate how serious the accusations are.
Okay. All right, Ethan.
I'm partnered with the ADL. Remember what you
have
said.
in the past talked about your pro-Palestinian bona fides. You have
What do you mean
talked
bona
about how you
fides?
gave
Can you-
my fundraiser. What?
Sorry, what do you mean by bona fides?
Like you've claimed that you are a stalwart ally of the Palestinian cause.
Correct.
You tried to also say this to Sam Seder as well. You brought forward the fact that you
So
had
this is just like you're a fake Palestinian supporter.
given $6,500 in
Like, we're not going to play any clips of you denouncing things that Israel did. We're going to just say that you're a liar. We're going to ignore all the times that you've said it.
your context puke that you did as a further indication that you are pro-Palestinian. Even though you then turned around and actually criticized additional fundraisers that had taken place, like the Creators for Palestine charity that generated $1.3 million, including the fundraiser that you initially had given $6,500 to as a reason for why you were such a staunch ally. Why did you turn around and say that pro-Palestinian fundraisers are actually completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things and completely useless? Do you think that pro-Palestinian charities are simply there to make yourself feel like you're pro-Palestine? Do you feel like 6,000?
Dude, I can't take any of these fucking things seriously because it gets me every time I think of the Frogan clip where they're like, you didn't donate enough money, Ludwig. Do you remember that? You didn't donate enough money, Ludwig. You need to do more.
$6,500 was enough.
Because I think a lot of these people do associate themselves with charity to protect them, to make them feel like they're doing something more important. But I'm not going to criticize giving money to a good cause. I'm going to criticize them when they do it badly.
For you to spend the rest of the year actively deplatforming pro-Palestinian content creators?
It's like, dude, you're actively deplatforming pro-Palestinian creators. Why do you think that is? Is there any other context as to why he might be so critical of these people?
I'll answer your question. So I claimed when talking about, now, by the way, this is something I criticize you for, which is, well,
what were these pro-Palestinian creators wearing? No,
being obtuse, mischaracterizing arguments, and basically just being a prolific liar. So here's what the conversation was about, right? I was talking about how when you're talking about activism, raising money isn't the most important thing because it can only do so much. There's other ways to do effective activism, like protesting, et cetera, working with Palestinian organizations. So I'm just saying, my point was not that.
But you wanted me to be deplatformed
Let me
as a
finish.
virulent anti-Semite, and I've done all of those things.
My point was that not that raising money is bad or dumb or pointless, as you erroneously claim I said. My point was that it's not the most effective thing in the world, and there's other things. It's probably like the least effective form of advocacy you can do. That was my opinion.
I don't think that's the case, and I don't think that the Palestinians that
That's not the
receive
case.
those.
What I said or what I
fundamental
claimed.
breakaway from here, what I don't understand is I don't know what you really can do. I don't think by playing bad empanada videos you're saving people in the Middle East. I don't know what your contribution is doing. The contribution is more likely like going to help out than not, I imagine. But like, what is it in comparison to the tons of money that your taxes are sending towards Israel? Like, it feels like a drop in the bucket of what creators can do in comparison to what the United States government gives Israel to keep blowing these people up.
No, your claim is wrong.
Okay, that's fine.
In terms of the
Disagree.
fundraisers not being important.
That's fine.
So we've established that.
But I fundamentally disagree with the fact that making more YouTube videos about it is protecting people in the Middle East.
We've established that you claim to be pro-Palestine, and yet you've spent all of the genocide coverage.
Guys, this is in segments. I already said it. I'm only going to say it one more time. As soon as this segment is over and it cuts into the Destiny segment, I'm then switching over, and then we'll be switching back after we're done.
Criticizing
Attacking people that
who
harass
are
me.
Fundraising, creating, working with Palestinian organizations.
I never said it's not important.
Interviewing Palestinians from Gaza.
Hassan, being an advocate for Palestine does not absolve you of criticism. Stop with the
claiming
silliness.
that they are anti-Semitic. No, this does not, because your criticisms are ridiculous. My
Well,
point
I
I'm
mean,
trying
that's
to make
kind of up
here
to other
All right, more gaslighting. Oh, you're crazy. You're ridiculous. You're unhinged.
people to
is
decide at this
your
point.
criticisms are in your own mind. Like, you have hallucinated an
By the way,
alternative reality.
gaslighting, anti-Semitic trope. This is what dog whistles are. You whistle to other people, and you have it's subtle enough that you
Ethan,
have
people
plausible
being mean to you is not
deniability, so that when you get
anti-Semitism.
accused of being anti-Semitic, you can call the accuser crazy, which is exactly what you're doing. You are a fucking anti-Semite, and you've been caught out 3 different.
Again, this is I think this is the entire play. It's not a swastika sword. It's a manji. We didn't put it on there. You're crazy, Ethan. You're unhinged. You're seeing fucking anti-Jewish people. You're seeing anti-Semitism wherever you. Like, I think that was the entire intention behind it.
Times, calling me crazy for very viable, very credible examples of anti-Semitism that you should at least be able to admit.
Yeah, Ethan's winning this point.
Are at least not insane. Maybe a misunderstanding, but not insane. But no, according to you, they're all hallucinations.
And again, the only thing what Hasan can do here, right, is make small concessions, and then his point would be more viable, right? If he starts making some small concessions, but then denying some of the larger claims, he would look more approachable and more like he's engaging with the discussion. But instead, he just sounds like he's straight gaslighting the entire time.
So go ahead and tell me why you're not dog whistling.
Yes, because people having an issue with your statements and with your coverage on, as a prominent content creator with a relatively progressive audience, your coverage has entirely focused on your own personal feelings and a lot of misplaced paranoia from people who are criticizing you. You literally think
Can we get a whistle soundbite every time he calls me paranoid or hallucinating?
Anti-Semitism.
That's
not the case. I used to like you. I don't know anymore. And I don't think it's because of anti-Semitism.
I definitely don't like you.
Anti-Semitism.
I love the concept. Like, dude, I used to like you. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of anti-Semitism. The correct answer was it is not because of anti-Semitism, just to be clear.
Let me stand on business and say I think you're a terrible person and a liar, and I don't like you at all.
I know. I still wish you well. I do. I wish you well, and I really do.
I wish
hope.
everybody well. Everybody, be well. All right, let's move on. You got it. You want to call me crazy or hallucinating again?
I think that's
Is that all you got?
I don't even need to do that. I think you're doing that all on your own.
We'll see.
To be fair.
Yeah, we'll see. So do you want to tell me what is your evidence that I work with or talk to or have any association with at all with Destiny?